What do you expect me to say? You know that I will always find a way to fuck up everything that we ever made. Some people change and some people don't. Don't give it another shot. We've had enough, I think it's time to stop. I fucked up everything we ever made. Some people change, but you know I won't. Maria, I wanna make everything okay. Don't trust me, forgive me, you have to find a way. Maria, I wanna make everything okay. Don't trust me, believe me, you have to run away. What do you expect me to do? Push you away when we're both feeling blue. No lies can help with what you're going through. Some things can change, but you know it won't. Why do we wait for the worst? Everyone knows that the ending is cursed. This ship is sinking, so just say the words. Some people change, but you know I won't. Maria, I wanna make everything okay. Don't trust me, forgive me, you have to find a way. Maria, I wanna make everything okay. Don't trust me, believe me, you have to run away. I let myself go. This feeling's involved. It's never better when mistakes are made again. You know we're not the same. Hurting will break the chains. It's never better when mistakes are made again. There's poisons in my veins. Liars are all the same. It's never better when mistakes are made again. You know we're not the same. Hurting will break the chains. It's never better when mistakes are made again. There's poisons in my veins. Liars are all the same.
No. Oh, now it's catching me. Oh, hi, how's it going? Hey, welcome everybody. How's everybody doing? My mic just kind of cut out, but that's because it had an update. Fantastic. How y'all doing though? Welcome back to the stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day. Boys, we got ourselves yet another 5V5 1V1 DUELS set on the way tonight. Hopefully you guys are all ready. EU groups are listed. My man Kragar already ready to go. By the way, that was a weird song to leave you guys just chilling with. I was just trying to get myself some coffee, last minute things done. And I was just like, oh, I guess I can leave you guys with a tune. I would come back and I'm just like, it doesn't have that vibe, man. That was weird. Sorry about that. Anyway, let's get some groups up and running. Groups are going to be listed in LFG or for the Team EU, boys. LFG raids Legacy, so we can utilize the cross faction in order to get you guys in these groups as Alliance or Horde. Krager's, like I said, is already ready to go. He got us on the team. Hopefully we can throw a second one together fairly quickly, and we can get into these duels right now. Let me see if I can do a quick switch over here. If you guys want to join in, that's how we do it. So we're doing it NA or EU today. Well, we do have a schedule where every Friday is for my EU boys, but Saturdays are for the NA boys, just because it kind of works out that way. So you're more than welcome to join in Fridays as EU. So if you wanted to join in at any moment, and you were like, man, I'm EU and I've been waiting to join in for a good while, now's a pretty good time to do it, if you want to. Or you can wait until like next week, I guess. Kraken's ready, like I said, so we gotta get a group up and running here in just a moment. I'm clicking the wrong things, aren't I? All right, 5V5 1v1 duels. Listed. Second group. Hopefully, we'll be ready in a min. Here we go. I wish I could just respond to Krager in Russian instead, because I feel like they'd be quicker. But that'll work out. We got those Roma join in. You guys are both looking to join in if you want to. Groups again, like I said, Kioska. Oh, I miss Kioska, dude. But we got Kioska. We got those Roma and 2 boys join in. We gotta get 3 more in, and we're good to go, boys. But yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I wish. Like I could just swap it to Russian keyboard. Let him know in the mother tongue, man. You know what I mean? Tomorrow then, yes. So if you want to join in, we do these duels normally on Fridays, which is tonight, over for the region of EU, and then we save the Saturday ones over for the region of NA. You're more than welcome to hang around and watch the EU boys compete tonight, but that's usually what we've been doing for a little bit here. Let me see if I can get more bodies in here. So Kioska is already in. Anto, he's in Elven Forest. Any duels tonight, Anto? Let me ask him. Yo, Warthros, 11 months? Oh my god, almost a year, dude. Almost a year. Warthros, you've been around on the channel for so long, man. I feel like I consider you a couple of years of sub at the very least, or a couple of years member. You know what I mean? You're a homie, man. You've been around for a while. Can we get a hashtag Warthros in the chat? Showing appreciation for that long-term membership, my guy. Is Dalaran normally they're in dungeon? I was gonna say, are there normally someone join duels? Ooh, hey, Kaiser, wanna join duels tonight? We got a group going, so maybe we can get him in. Hey, girl. Oh, I was gonna say, hey, grade. Maybe we can get him in. Kildara too. Let's go. We got 1 more spot, boys. Uno mas. 1 more spot. Who's gonna be taking it, man? Who's going to be taking the final one? Maybe later? Okay. I love Kaiser, man. Hopefully we'll see him tonight. And we got ourselves Raz. Yo, let's go. We got a group, boys. So I have one of these guys added on Real ID. I guess I'll make Grain lead, because that'll work out. Perfect. Okay, this group is ready. We'll make Talrion lead, because I got him... because I got him on my Real ID friends list. And we are good to queue. Hold on, let me write to Talrion real quickly. Hey, let me know if the group ever needs more bodies, and I can take over, help add more. Queue in a sec. Here we go. Queuing in a second. I don't know how versed Grain is with English, so I'm gonna kind of just hope. I'm just gonna kind of roll with it, right? I'm just gonna kind of hit him with like, not gonna hit him with that jank English whatsoever. I'm just gonna hit him as is, just because I don't remember like how versed. Because some of you Slavic boys, not even Russia, but like Slavic and countries outside of Russia specifically, you know, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Serbia kind of stuff, and others. There's just a lot of it, man. It's a lot for me to keep up with. Some of you guys are like super proficient in English, but not all of you. So I try to be accommodating when I can be. Grain and Kragar. 5. Did we just do good old grand of the bat? Oh boys, we got ourselves the grand. My god, I love this arena. It's so good. It is a classic. Archie on the T-Bow! That is a lot of chums, by the way. At least one of them is elemental, so it is a little bit of variety. Cracker on the arms warrior. Master joined. Oh, I'm liking the variety we have tonight, man. Just found out 100 DPS and Sims 1 up. They've been testing the Rashok weapon outside of CA windows, and it was a 4% DPS increase. So you would use the weapon outside of CA window? That's weird. But doesn't that make the whole like non-coordinated assault build better? Or am I wrong on that? Or does it like get them a little closer to one another? It's pretty awesome either way though. Alrighty, let me get the music back up and running, like the actual like tunes for the 5v5 duels, and we'll be good to go, boys. Here we go. Wonderful. Here we are. Switch. Okay, hold on. Now we're set. Are the arenas working? Gates are open. There we are. My man Keldara gonna be first up over for the team one. Rushing out versus Krager, leaping in. I'm swapping the wrong person. Immediate snowball by Keldara as they're playing out in the Fury Warrior, leaping away from Krager as he goes back right in there, trying to see if he can catch up. Disarm onto Krager is gonna have to go a bit defensive as it's gonna be Keldara with a bit of a counter attack off of the disarm storm by Krager. Goes into a bit of a battle stance. Blade storm, big blades into Keldara. Does not really have an answer to parry here out as Krager does go for the parry of his own. Keldara trying to catch up a little bit of self-heals of their own, but while Krager got that wall, that pure defense of pure parry, the focus, you can't really get past it whatsoever. Keldara does go in for a little bit of a self-heal within rage regeneration. Krager got himself avatar for a little bit longer. Should be able to crack in with a couple of his bleeds with Keldara. Mortal Strike should also be able to counter a good portion of the Arms Warriors or the Fury Warriors self-healing. Warbreaker, potentially big damage, try to catch up. Keldara trying to mitigate the damage and trying to mitigate the uptime of the Colossus Smash as best as they can from Krager by going in for a leap disarm. Trick it out of Krager, does go in for a stun to Keldara, trying to see if he can chip away at their defenses little by little. Keldara got himself another avatar. Krager with a bleed, but I think it was Keldara with a bleed too. Krager might be in a bit of trouble, does go in for a rally cry, trying to see if he can hang in there long enough to be able to counter Keldara, try to see if he can chip away at their defenses, but the Stormbolt might have secured the victory for the Fury Warrior, and it does, man. The survivability of a Fury Warrior versus Arms is so neck to neck. You got a class that is just limiting the amount of healing you could do, and another class that is just absolutely trucking through you, trying to see if he can fight through you, trying to get as much healing as he can, and there goes his Spore Cloak as his defenses get super low. Keldara is going to be a little bit on the back foot for the next 50 seconds unless they can disconnect from Droog entirely, but this Shaman ain't gonna let you go nowhere. This guy get the Frost Shot, get the Ghost, so it's going to be Stormbolt out of Keldara, trying to go a bit of counteroffensive into a Reflect. Unless you got to heal right now, you may be in a lot of trouble. Taking quite a bit of damage from Droog, does go for a disarm for a second, cannot go for the interrupt on that heal. Droog got himself plenty of defense to work with. Keldara catching back up on health little by little, but unless they're going for some kind of big heal, there's just nothing they can do as Droog does end up collapsing on them with a big old elemental blast onto the Fury Warrior. Talrion, yet another Arms Warrior over for the team one. Try to see if he can charge back out towards Droog. Can he potentially bypass it? Because the Fury Warrior, I guess without defensive cooldowns, was struggling. An Arms Warrior that has even less self-healing or baseline healing may be in a bit of trouble. Gonna be a light lasso. No tricking for Talrion. Trying to see if he can wait it out a little bit longer. Does get rooted for a second. Droog goes in for Ellie Blast, but it's gonna be a hard cast. Ellie Blast does not get the Maelstrom buff value whatsoever. Talrion trying to see if he can blast out Droog for a moment. Does he get the damage he needs? Droog try to see if he can reposition behind the pillar, dropping that totems, and just let it kind of the passive healing get him covered little by little here. Tal with the Reflect got himself the avatar as well as the defensive stance. Maybe in a bit of trouble right now. Does still have a parry, and is trying to see if he can just survive without having to pop his big defenses whatsoever. Warbreaker onto Droog, goes in for battle stance, but Droog trying to see if he can deny any of that armor break for the Arms Warrior, denying of the burst, denying of the combo, still leaving the guy kind of bled up with quite a bit. Droog is not in a great spot, not recovered fully. Stormbolt is going to let him capitalize here for a moment. Bladestorm right after in case there's a light lasso. I think that was a light lasso. Burn it down for the hands and Shaman, trying to see if he can hide from danger. Is going to pop back up. Frost Shock immediately onto Tel. Got himself a healing totem, and that was also his cloak, the Spore Cloak, that gives him quite a bit of a shield whenever he drops low. It's interesting how a lot of you guys have swapped in to go in for the Spore Cloak all of a sudden. It's not like it's even busted. It's a small bit of shield. Like, it's kind of nice, but it also doesn't feel like super gig overpowering like some of the like Bard Power legendaries we used to have way back in the day. I think it's kind of cool. I think they might have found a pretty good balance for those things. For the most part. For the most part. That, compared to at least to the Shadow Flame damage abilities, which sometimes you see on proc crazy amounts, gonna be a Bloodlust for the Enhanced Shaman. Telrion may be in a bit of trouble. That's a lot of resources generated for Droog. Trying to see if he can go for a last and just tasing Telrion behind the pillar, not letting him touch him whatsoever. Stormbolt for Telrion, looking to just leap away and disconnect for just a moment, trying to see if he can go for recovery. Does he have a Flame Shock on him? He doesn't. So for Droog, this is actually pretty bad. Trying to go for Roto Telrion, does fight him last second, but that is quite a bit of recovery for the Arms Warrior either way, though. I think, does he still have it out on him? Now he does. So now he's not going to be able to easily heal himself as much as he can. But that was a nice bit of recovery needed at some point. Does have a parry in case he really wants to go for a big go. Charging back off of that thunderstorm. Bleeds as well as a blaze storm to follow versus Druid as well as Avatar. Parry up, just trying to see if he can mitigate as much damage as he can. Taking down the Totem for just a quick second as Druid is just trying to see if he can back away for a moment. Does have Ascendance, and Dalaran trying to see if he can minimize the Ascendance damage for a little bit though. Does have Wolfies in the back that at least he can build some resources off of. Big Elliot Blast by Druid, not enough to really crack through Dalaran's defenses yet. Banner down, so Druid can't really go counter CC whatsoever for a short moment. Dalaran in a battle stance, wants to get into battle stance and get as much damage out as he can. Blaze Storm off of that Colossus Smash. Druid may be in a bit of trouble. Execute may be down for the count right now. Just go! Dalaran just goes in, lopping the head off. Bloody mess, leaving it on the ground floor. Looks absolutely vicious. Oh my goodness. My man Arhi joining back in from one hands into the next. Dalaran trying to see if he can shake him whatsoever. That is going to be a totem down in order to trap Dalaran in place with a capacitor to stop him whatsoever. Can't even do much right now. Light lesson to follow. Doesn't really get himself an answer. Stormbolt to follow. Dalaran trying to see if he can get himself any recovery whatsoever. Ghost Wolves finally do disappear. Does pick up a little bit of healing from that Earth Elemental, but a 27% dampening. It's going to be quite difficult for you to fully recover. Does go for a disarm onto the enhancement shaman. Dalaran looking to maybe back away. Gonna be Blaze Storm to follow. Just trying to see if he can back away from Arhi as best as he can. As he's trying to recuperate whatever health possible. He doesn't have a Shadow Meld, so he can't really shake off any of these elementals. He might decide to go counteroffensive with Arhi at some point in the future, but Arhi's walking into this one with full cooldowns at the ready. So that's going to be Shockwave on both the pet as well as the shaman. Sunder to follow. It's going to allow Arhi to activate a big amount of physical and fire damage increase based on the tier set. Wall to follow. Arhi trying to see if he can mitigate this. Stone to Dalaran could put him in a bad spot. Maybe an elemental blast takes him out. The cloak does end up giving Dalaran a little bit of protection. Goes in for him a little bit extra health in order to give himself as much defense as possible. Could Shadow Meld if he doesn't have a Flame Shock on him. So right now he's in a situation where he's just trying to see if he can counter Arhi. Big bloodless by the shaman. Bleeds are rolling on him though. Parry up for Dalaran, trying to see if he can defensive this up as best as he can. Gonna get yoinked out by the totem. And it's gonna be Shadow Meld just to dodge the Hex as Arhi does rotate into Guardian. But now Arhi actually doesn't have much left defensively. Has to go counter offensive. Big Ascendance. Disarm to follow. Triggers for it. Dalaran hits with a Sunder. Fear onto Arhi. Trying to see if he gives himself a little bit of survivability. Arhi does get out of it fairly quickly. Oh! Turns it around onto Dalaran with a couple of wind strikes back to back. Just out of left field with Razziator. Just gonna walk in there as a Frosty Mage. Big blasters. Ice Lances, as well as Flurry is going to be an Elemental Shaman. Troll up next, trying to see if he can knock back the Frost Mage. Frost Mage is going to go for a bit of an invis just to give himself a 60% DR. As it's going to be a last trick inside of it. Frostbolts to follow, trying to see if he can counteract Troll with a bit of Shatter. Ice Block to follow. Ice Fury by Troll does get himself the major Ascendance. He's trying to see if he can go for a bit of recovery. Razzie does have himself a little bit of survivability and self-heal while inside of the Ice Block. But he's in a weird spot right now. Just trying to see if he can get himself a little bit of CC versus Troll. We'll hope to go for a knockback, but Troll was kind of standing on the a little bit on the upper side of that rampy ground platform-esque gravel. Gonna be a Ring of Frost. At least maybe he could freeze that shaman. No, he's actually gonna go burrow under the Ring of Frost, immune it entirely. Razzie may be in a bit of trouble. Does get hit with a knock-up lava burst to finish him off, taking him out. My goodness. Oh, no. Kiosco is going to be up next. We got ourselves two competitors left over for the team one at the 8-minute mark. As well as True over on the other team with Troll getting locked down by the Survival Hunter. Mad damage by the Survival though. Big Death Chakram. Definitely a deadly situation. You're taking 50% additional damage. Kiosco looking for them kill shots. Going to be absolutely deadly. He's going to go for the root. At least able to control the shaman and the pet. But if you get led aside of the hunter, Troll may be in a lot of trouble trying to go for as much mobility while it provides survivability. Totem down, doing an extra fantastic job just trying to heal the guy. And Kiosco looking to get himself a better angle versus Troll. Lava bursts are available. Kiosco can maybe go for a feign death. Potentially does go for the pet sack to reduce some of the crit damage. Those lava bursts are going to be deadly. Stun. Wait, that's actually going to be a full stun, double stun setup with a Hex, but Troll just trying to do damage to Kiosco, then locking down to CC. I think he's just trying to control the hunter as best as he can. Zapping down the pet actually. Hold on a second. Kiosco is going to be able to remove the dot from his pet. that is going to apply a bit of a knockback or knockup rather. Jet shock him on him. Bad situation for Thrall. Knocking Kioska back, just trying to make sure to minimize damage from Kioska as he goes in for survival of the fittest, trying to give himself some defense just so he can stay aggressive. He's going to go for a second charge towards Thrall with the spearhead, just trying to use whatever he can offensively just to gain as much mobility and as much damage as Thrall. This is going to be a primordial setup, potentially burst for Thrall. Big Archers to follow. Freeze and trapped by the Hunter. Is Kioska trying to go for a dispel but doesn't get knocked up. Is going to go for a camo, but the pet is still down, and Frostshock to follow kind of out in the open. Turtle is the last bastion of defense he's got right now, unless he can somehow turn around versus Thrall, who just recovered quite a bit of health. Kioska may be in a bit of trouble, but the Earth Elemental doesn't spear. Big Earthshock to follow. Frostshock could maybe take it down right now. Thrall trying to see if he can catch up. Is there a dot onto Kioska with a flame shock? Because if there's a good flame shock on him, I think it just might be over. Earthquake not gonna help the situation whatsoever. Kioska standing in the Earthquake, might that be bad? I think it's over. I think it's actually over. This man is literally going to be dead to a natural disaster in the second. First aid right after. Thrall does get hit with his root. Steel trap. Freeze to follow. Wait, for Kioska, if only he had camo right here, this would be the perfect recovery. Right now, he has to play the pillar, he has to play the traps, he has to play the stuns. He's going to go for a bit of dot damage versus Thrall. 55% dampening may give an opportunity to maybe somehow potentially return versus Thrall, but he's just going to send lava burst at your pet. He's not going to give you any opportunity whatsoever. Fire Elemental also join in. Earthquake on the other side. And the Fire Ellie actually eating one of the freezing traps, which is perfect. Thrall can literally use the Fire Elemental to scout out for these traps. Earthquake to get Kioska out of camo into Zap. Ooh, Lava Burst to follow. Taking him out. With Naz Dormi? Naz Dormi. I don't know why I called it Naz Dormi. Nazdami gonna be up next, trying to see if he can roll into Thrall. In cap, Burrow before the Lexi, perfect counter. Is gonna try to see if he can back up out of there. Frost Shocks are gonna slow him down quite a bit, trying to see if he can reconnect for a second. Gonna be Lava Burst, flying in, big damage for Thrall. Potentially Nozormi might be go for a Karma here. There goes the Karma. Trying to go for a Hex. No way for Nozormi to get out of it. Opportunity for Thrall to catch up and doesn't go for the root. This man is literally master of the elements right now. Can he somehow turn this around? They're trying to go for a bit of recovery, trying to stabilize. Next Lexi could be really deadly. 25 seconds on that one. Nuz Domi, does he have any opportunity here whatsoever? Knock back into the monk with the freeze to follow. He's gonna go for a ring of peace, trying to see if he can boop the shaman towards his direction, but the freezes are gonna put him out in the open and bad spot. Got him so damp on harm, but super late. Cannot really recover easily. Even this earthquakes behind the wall are actually gonna do a chip and damage towards his health. It's gonna be bad. Best can fall off for the last second. Nazdami trying to see if he can potentially reconnect or reposition, but a frost check around the corner is going to stop him yet again. The man cannot recover anymore. His health just cannot really take it. Lightning Lasso, I think that Lightning Lasso probably does capitalize on it, right? It's over, maybe. Primordial, Lava, and Thrall does that to go back in as a blast. And Elite Shama, dude, my goodness. Oh, the man went for 3-0. Well done, dude. Elite Shamans are so good right now. Especially you could go like full hard commit lava damage and you get stormkeepers here and there with the tier set. It is so good. Let's get us another going here, boys. Yeah, the natural disaster. I mean, it's an earthquake, man. That is as clever of a wording that I could have used, man. Thank you. I'll be here all night. Clever sayings with Dal while watching duels. I feel like a goober, man. Now let's. Yo, stream, I got big legs. Sounds good, friend. Sounds good. Maybe we can do later. Okay. Team ready? Or you guys need more body? Okay, cool. Alright, so with him ready, that's perfect. That's perfect, Grain. If you could do like, I don't know, like a ready check for the group, just as soon as everybody's ready, like, yo, we're good, or yo, we need more bodies. That works for me, man. I want to get as many of these as possible tonight. Do we do a Blade's Edge? Let's do a Blade's Edge, man. I'm also going to turn on the fan here in a second. Just because, one, it feels weird with my headphones not having a fan in the background. So audio just feels all kinds of wonky, but also it's starting to heat up in my room, man. As I'm yelling into the microphone. Did it work? You do not want to do Blade's Edge? Okay, I think Krager might have not wanted to do Blade's Edge, so we'll do Blackrock Hold. I think that'd be more fair. Yeah, we'll do Blackrock Hold. I was the mage, and honestly, depressed watching all the shamans to face. Yeah, it's okay. Yo, Ultra, we'll get some people swapping around, man. It's the bottom of the night, start of the instance, right? We gotta have plenty of bodies to rotate. Krager got himself his community. We got our community here. All of us are gonna be mingling with one another. So the night is gonna go through a variety of bodies, man. So I wouldn't worry about it, honestly. Did you steal all of them? Yo, also, you're more than welcome to come back, man. Or if you want to pop up on more than welcome to. Or maybe try to see if you can join Krager if he has ever got a spot, right? See if his group is available. He usually lists his in like a custom PvP though. We do ours in LFG, but I'm sure like if I see him listening, I can let you guys know where he listed it. And you guys can join him. Let me get the fan up. Alrighty, here we are, boys. Let's get in here. Oh my goodness, boys! Oh God, oh lordy, oh lordy! All right, I think we're good. Switch. Wait, Drug? Did you look? It looked like Drug was lagging there for a second, but I guess he's okay. Is it gonna be Caldara? Caldara off the bat versus Drug. Immediately gonna go for a bit of that Guardian. Looks like there's a little bit of lag either on my end or either for my man Drug. Is Caldara trying to see if he can fight through him? Like the last, immediately trick inside of it. Try to see if they can push the Fury Warrior offensive. As long as they can stay on top of their target, they can chip away the forces little by little. Caldara is able to counter a lot of the damage with Bloodthirst healing as well as with Impending Victories. But looks like they might have got knocked in a bad situation. Looks like they want to go for a bit of a reset behind the pillar, at least just to get Drug to go out in the open, especially during that Ascendance. It's going to lock him down for a second. Mad damage out of Drug. Got himself Ghost Raptors in the ready. Caldara taking lots of hits by the elemental damage. All this lightning bolts are gonna hurt. Burrow for a second, knocking Caldara up into the air for a second, but Drug may need to find another way to disconnect away from Caldara. Maybe a little bit of lag fest for him right now, so might be in a bit of a disadvantage, but looks like he's stripping away defenses of Caldara. Got himself Reflect in order to reflect a Frost Shock. Light the last is giving him a bit of a breather while also helping recover a little bit of health with that totem. Actually, both of their health values are very close to one another. Caldara does catch up a little bit more health. Drug a bit behind, could be in a bad spot. I think it just maybe lag took him down. It looked like at the end the man had to stop moving because he's out of options. That or he's lagging so badly he can't really respond much. That is super unfortunate. I think Caldara at some point did realize, like, wait a second, maybe the man is not having an easy time right now. Gonna be Troll up next from one Shaman to the next, and Caldara is just gonna keep the same strategy from the last Shaman. Push the offensive, not let Troll catch up, any opportunity to recover. Is gonna be a Guardian Spirit immediately for Troll. Light the last onto Caldara, nothing they can do. Does Troll have enough damage to follow up? Root to follow into Caldara. Ice Fury, get hit with a fear for just a second. Caldara does not have a defensive for this one. Maybe in a lot of trouble. Trial isn't exactly healthy either, but the Frost Shocks, Earth Shocks, is going to help him separate from Caldara. It's going to go for the Avatar to break out of the room, but that's going to be another Root Reflect to follow Leaper after. Is there any healing available for Caldara? Does go for a stun on the Trial, get another charge to catch up. Does become an Impending Victory. It's going to give him quite a lot of recovery. Try to see if he can find a way to mitigate the knockback. Big Lava Burst flying in. I don't think Trial got himself the proc he was hoping for the Lava Burst. Earth Shocks to follow. Earth Shock, Frost Shocks are going to be deadly. Caldara does end up catching up quite a bit of healing within. Rage Code back up little by little. Trial trying to see if he can shake the Warrior off of their back. Trinket for the light. The last Trial maybe in a bit of trouble right now. Is going to go for a bit of a burrow. Has a wall in case he's ever in a bad spot. Caldara cannot catch up to the burrow all that easily. Is going to take down the totem, realizing that these totems are going to provide Trial quite a bit of passive healing. Stone to follow. Trying to see if he can catch up with these roots, man. The totems, the knockbacks. There's so much raw control that a Shaman brings to the arena, especially against melee classes. It is crazy. Just throwing him around like a tennis ball all over the arena, man. Just not letting him play the game whatsoever. Frost Shock reflected back at Troll. That could be pretty good for Caldara. They are taking back-to-back Earth Shocks, Frost Shocks over and over and over, though, so it could be bad for them, too. Does go for the bleed onto Troll. Looks like he's not doing nearly as much damage as Caldara was hoping. Light and Lassa, no way out. Does get himself the Spore Cloak in order to give him a little bit of that protection of the Lone Niffin from the Underdark. Stun onto Troll. Does Caldara have any opportunity to win this one? Does get himself yet another Avatar Reflected Frost Shock back to Root onto Trial as they're going for the wall. Caldara taking a bit of damage. Fear onto Trial as they're starting to ramp up some damage, trying to wait out until the Ancestral Guidance is the until Phase Shift. Right? Astral Shift is gone until the wall for Shaman is entirely gone. Big Arsex into Caldara could be going down right here. Do they have any more healing? Somehow they're able to catch up a little bit of health. Charge. It's going to be a Root to follow right after. Does go for a Stormbolt. It's going to be a Trinket on Trial Reflect down for Caldara. For Root, it looks like it wasn't able to be reflected whatsoever. Healing charges for Trial. Trying to go for Lava Burst. Frost Shocks, Earth Shocks back to back onto Caldara. Looks like they're DR the Roots entirely, but the Earth Shocks does end up collapsing all around them, burying the Warrior alive either way. Though with Kioska get hit with an immediate freezer trap as soon as they're going in for grenades at a trial. A bit of a rematch between these two as Trial trying to see if he can get himself an Ice Fury prep ahead of time using the pets of Kioska in order to get himself a decent go from this one. Trial did end up having to get shrugged by Fury Warrior, did go through a lot of his cooldowns. Gonna be Kioska trying to catch up a little bit of a defense for himself. Sky Fury Totem eliminated in order to reduce some of the value that Trial has, but the Fire Elemental is actually going to add quite a bit of extra pressure onto Kioska, trying to see if he can get out of that situation, but a Lava Burst and Earthshocks collapsing together just for a handful of seconds for Trial gives him an opportunity to at least establish some kind of pressure versus the Survival Hunter. Kioska still holding on to a lot of his cooldowns, but looks of it, coordinated hold is up. That's going to be a big kill shots back to back. Grenades are doing a lot of work, also giving a lot of resources. But that knockup is going to be bad, but ends up running into a Freezy Trap off of that knockup into yet another charge by Kioska. I think it was maybe a Harpoon. There's going to be yet another knockup again onto Kioska as he goes in for a feign death to remove any of those dots. Trial seeing the Survival Hunter go behind the pillar. He's just going to go for a little bit of self-heal. Root onto Kioska does end up breaking out of it with Master Skull, trying to go for first aid, but these Flame Shocks are not letting him do anything whatsoever. And actually, Kioska not in a great health. I think Battle Master Trinket might have ended up taking out on him. Earthquakes back to back. Freezer Trap is going to be Trial off of that Tar Trap to follow. Still has all those Earthquakes onto Kioska. Can't really go anywhere right now. Kioska's taking all that passive damage. It's going to be in a bad spot. Long-term Frost Shock to catch him. It's a knockdown for a second. Oh my god. Flame Shock rolling fresh one. I think it might be over for Kioska. Trying to go for many, but it's just they're not healing for anything whatsoever. Earthquake still. Oh, just Frost Shock at the end. At 20%, 7% dampening. Even that Manic Advantage wasn't able to start helping recover whatsoever. Nod Zomi. I'm going to mess up your name. Every time I see your name, I don't know why. My brain defaults to Nozdormo. Nod Zami is going to be up next. Trial with the Trinket. It's going to go for a Hex onto Nod. To a Root to follow onto the Zuen as well. Try to catch up a little bit of healing as Nod does end up giving up the Trinket really early on. Trial's trying to see if he can pressure Nod with Earth Shocks, Frost Shocks, and maybe even force the Karma out of the guy. Nod is going to back up out. Actually going to pour it out of towards the back of the arena. Towards the back of their starting zone. As Trial tried to push in the offensive. Nod does not have line of sight for a good bit into a port. Does not put him behind a pillar or anything. It's going to be a Karma. This is where Trial just needs to wait it out. Is going to go for a Hex just to establish extra control into Nod, especially since he got Karma as well as Dampen Harm rolling at the same time. Light them both around the corner, not catching up a little bit of healing. Try to see if he can find some cover. There's a Frost Shock that's going to stop in place. Lava Burst is going to be flying from a Primordial Ink Cap. That's going to be Fire Elemental join in, adding a little bit extra damage with the whole Meteor crashing onto Nod. This is going to be a Ring of Peace. Try to see if he can boot him out of there. Trial, try to see if he can catch up and maybe get himself a big Lava Burst sent in. They're just going in. Is not trying to catch himself yet another reset behind another platform. The man is just trying to find him some kind of cover away from the shot, but just barraging him from a distance. It's going to be a knockback, put him out in the open, try to see if he can mitigate it, but that's going to be immediate freeze to follow with slows right after. Ice Fury, that's going to be a lot of instant cast for Thrall right now. There's nothing Nod can really do. Earth Shocks and Frost Shocks are going to do a lot of work, just not able to play the game whatsoever, and does end up going down. That is super unfortunate. He tried his very, very, very best, man, but Ellie Shaman right now, it is godlike. Talarion is going to be up next, trying to see if he can fight through this Shaman. Fought through enhancements, that's a little bit different. There are melee. Elemental is another story. Into a freeze, there's going to be a freeze that isn't spell reflected, as Trial is able to get himself a quick escape. We are at 39% dampening them. And Talarion does have one Mortal Strike. That means he can also apply an extra stacking health reduction debuff onto Trial. 40% dampening, Mortal Strike together. Trial isn't going to find a lot of healing, so he's going to have to be very, very careful versus Talarion. He does have the ability to knock him around all over the place. He does have the roots and everything, so he's going to have to play super, super carefully. Knockback yet again, Reflect is out for Talarion. Does go down for the banner. He's going to try to see if he can take down the banner very, very quickly. Big executes on the Trial. Does get himself big ascendants to follow, as well as Sky Fury. Earth Shocks, Frost Shocks maybe could be a big combo. Got himself lots of lightning bolts flying down Talarion. Actually got himself parry up right now. 30% damage reduction. Trying to see if he can deal with that magic damage as best as possible. Earth Shocks and Frost Shocks are going to be deadly to him, though, unless he's got himself another Blaze Storm or another way out of the situation. He might be in a bad spot into a Reflect up, as it is going to be a Spore Cloak Procket for him. One of the last bashes of defense of this guy. He does have a Rally Cry, maybe even a Battle Master Trinket to give him a little bit more health to work with. Does end up locking down on Trial in a good spot where even a knockback will not send him flying super far away. But a Light Lassa does give Trial a little bit of a breather, and also puts Talarion South in a bit of a jeopardy yet again. Got himself a shielding. As long as he's got Rage, he can always use that into an Ignore Pain to ignore some of the damage, 50% of it to a certain degree. Reflect reflect up, but isn't really able to reflect the frost shock whatsoever. Doesn't get rooted out. Ice Spirit to follow as Trial got him some mobility while casting. Dalaran cannot really counter this whatsoever. All he's got is a Blade Storm, shot about last second, charging him with a Stormbolt. Trial just needs one more global, and he could take him down right then and there. Earth Shock, Frost Shock, taking him out. Nothing the man can really do. He tried his very, very best too. Dalaran is one of the masters of arms warrior, masters of the weapons, dude, master of the blade. And even that situation, like, you just get tossed around like a beanbag by an elemental shaman. What do you do in that situation, man? I don't even know. Gonna be an interrupt onto fast skills, does push in order to get a mortal call onto Trial. Full set of armies of demons is established. Maybe the totem can catch some of them, but it's gonna be ASUS around the corner. It's gonna go for knockback, trying to line aside the demons the best as he can, at least line aside the tyrant as well as fast skills. Trying to control the other demons as best as possible, but it's kind of in a bad spot right now. Looking to push into fast skills, trying to isolate him away from any of the pets. Lava bursts are gonna be huge. Trying to go for an interrupt, doesn't quite connect, and Trial just trying to see if he can find himself a bit of a breather. Yet more pets to get rooted on the right side, and left hand just ends up disappearing. So for fast skills, this could be a tough situation. Does still hold on to a wall. He got himself the ASUS, so he could be in a decent spot either way though. Maybe. It all depends how you place it. Gonna try to see if he can rip the soul out of Trial, reducing his damage as well as his healing, but 25% mortal to follow. Does end up going for a trinket. Fast skills trying to utilize that soul rip in order to give himself a little bit of damage, a little bit of counter pressure, at least a little bit more demon summoned up so he can have himself at least passive damage versus Trial. The best do charge back in. Burn to follow. Fast skills super low, but so is Trial. It's gonna go for recovery. Try to go for recovery. Shadow Fury around the corner does not connect. Light Lasso force a trinket out of it. Fast skills have no help whatsoever. I think Trial may just be able to take it down right now. Does end up taking it. Oh my goodness. 1v5 by this man. Honestly, I felt like you were gonna die at any moment. 10 million damage this guy. Look at that on the dot, 10 milli. Oh wow, that is so strong. Now, to be fair, I do wonder if if Team Grain had like more range. I wonder how that duel would have went. But definitely against all the melee, whether it's monks, arms warriors, fury warriors, you name it, he's able to toss them around all over the arena, man. Just chucking them across with those knockbacks. It is so strong. All right, let's get us another going, yeah. Wait, why are you running around? Nemesis. It's like Nemesis. Mimesis? Why are you running around here? Just trying to heal Convoke? What are you? I'm in war mode. Am I in danger? Should I run away, chat? Привет, Крагара, здорово, Dimitri, здорово. The other enhanced shaman is using the healing stream totem, definitely not for a reason the Ellie was doing, but it's still annoying. Wait, you mean another element, another shaman in our team is just dropping it randomly? If that's the case, we're gonna have to fix that. Team Kragar, yo boys in Team Kragar, make sure that when you're not dueling, you're not just randomly dropping a healing stream totem. Just in case. I don't know if you guys are or not. I need to go back and check the footage, but use the 14 times that match. Yes, please, if you're not dueling, don't drop any totems down. I know you might be like, oh man, but I want to play, like I can't play, just fidgeting and stuff, right? I totally understand it. I do that on Rogue all the time too, like run around, press feint. But like if you have an ability to just drop down randomly when you're just fidgeting, let it be like Wind Fury or something. Or not, probably not Wind Fury. Let it be like I don't know. I guess no totem is really good, right? Because let's say drop a soul totem and then walk into it and now you're still the enemy team. Just try not to fidget as best you can. Or like use a self heal on yourself. Only on yourself. Just to make sure you don't have a healing totem healing the LA shaman. You know what I mean? Happy with the general. Okay. Let's do Blades Edge Arena. Or at least I'm gonna try Blades Edge. If Krager says no, we'll just do something else then. 400 kill shots can be heard at a distance. Wait, what? Oh! You got the class trinket. That's huge. That's nutty. Nathar's Skull Dominance? You won it? Oh, Pog! That's huge! Hell yeah! That's awesome! That trinket is kind of nutty. Is that actually good? I hope it's good. I imagine it's good. New team? Cobra. We'll try to see if we can get more bodies after this one, yeah? Definitely, whenever we have people dipping out, we always try to see if we can swap them in. Like, Dalaran actually was able to get Gamer in. He was able to get Fast Skills in. So he swapped people out. So it's Krager actually swapped out one of the Shamans. Actually swapped out the Shaman that went for a 1v5. Probably wanted to shoot like, all right. You can't just have you play the whole entire game, dude. You can't just have you play. Everybody else wants to play. Give us a chance to play. Why being selfish? Honestly, Troll, you could come back. I want Troll to come back again. I know he's kind of busted because Elishaman's so strong, but I want to see him again. Привет, как здорово, Алексей, здорово. Twitch. Салют, когда здорово, Dark Fest, здорово, друг. We got Dalaran here over on the team 1 versus the Feral Druid Masterfoot. Arms Warrior versus the Feral Druid. Normally, this is a match where the Feral is able to puncture right through the defenses of an Arms Warrior, pierce right through him with those fangs and those claws, and bleed the warrior dry, as has happened to Dalaran. However, Dalaran is, I think, the first warrior back when Arms Warrior was not great for duels, was the first one to be able to compete against the Feral Druid and find a way around them. I think just end up locking them down with like a big one-shot is all you can really do. So try to see if you can get a trick out of them and then just have a big go. So we'll see how this goes here as Dalaran try to see if he can maybe keep the blades up to Masterfoot, denying him any kind of resale, dropping down the banner in case the Feral goes in for a stun. Is going to end up focusing on it for a second with a bite. Trick it out of Dalaran really early on. Does have a charge to reconnect. Battle stance. You're going to be a stun onto Master. Mage just needs to go for a trick it himself. Storm to follow. He's going to just amp up so much damage on the guy with a wall right after. Masterfoot did end up using Barksail as well to try to go for self-heal while in bear form. May just want to activate Heart of the Wild really early on, honestly. May not be the worst idea. Get into the Blade Storm. Try to see if he can juke him out. Does get the juke. Is that going to relieve by Chell? Does not have a leap, but Masterfoot, if he got bleeds on him, he's not going to be able to catch up himself a restock all that easily. Yeah, bleeds are up. Cannot get himself a proper opener onto Tell whatsoever. Having to go for bear form. Charge by Tell is going to be power shifted for Masterfoot ahead of time. Power shifting before the charge even comes in to make sure he's not even rooted to begin with. Just try to shake off any kind of slows and roots whatsoever, which is well done by the guy, honestly. That's not easy to do. You got to time it well. Masterfoot trying to see if he catches over himself. Yet again, the bleeds from Tell are lasting quite a bit of time. Masterfoot is unable to get himself a proper reset into a Thorns to follow. Trying to be very careful. Starting to back it up for just a second. Charging in. Blade Storm. Avatar. Everything is available right now. Full battle stance is going to be another charge. Masterfoot get hit with executes back to back. Still got himself the Heart of the Wild to give him a little bit more healing. And trying to just see if he can buy himself a little bit of time. Stun on Tell. Finally able to put full set of bleeds onto Tell. It's going to be Shockwave to follow. Masterfoot in that execute range. Doesn't get himself the bleeds in order to back away. Or still going to be able to capitalize here. Maim to follow. Full beats are up. Masterfoot has no health whatsoever. They're trying to go for a juke. That's maybe use it a little too early. Tell to see if any ways to reconnect with a Feral Druid. Just trying to stay on him as best as possible. As Masterfoot looking for a bit of recovery. But the man is very limited in what he can really do for the time being. Leap, Stormbolt to follow, nothing he can do. I think it's just over right now. Dalaran goes in for that execute. Oh my god, I love the bloody looking executes ever since SL. Like the condemned looking executes. They're so good. Archie gonna be up next, taking down the banner. Dalaran walking into this one with the trinket come back up very soon. Could be a parry situation right now as it's a bloodlust for Archie. Goes in for a full lightning last, chipping away the health of Dalaran little by little, global by global, ability by ability. But at least Tell is able to get himself a little bit of recovery. I guess an impending victory really early on. As Archie trying to see if he can just tussle with Tell out in the open. But Blades are gonna be on him. Battle Master trinket, everything is available. It's gonna be a full battle stance. Dalaran's gonna take a bit of damage with a knockup. Does himself the cleave, so you might be able to chip away at the Earth Elemental little by little at the very least. Eventually could take that thing out, honestly. And that's going to be Archie with a wall to follow. Parry up for Dalaran to try to see if he can go counter defensive. With Archie taking that on him fairly quickly. Hex to follow. Does not have any ways to counteract that Hex. So he's going to get hit by it for just a second. But he's actually fairly healthy. For Archie, he just needed a little bit of a breather. Stormbolt to follow him. Does Tell have the damage to follow up here? Leap away before the totem could even connect, as it was a stun totem by Archie. I think try to go maybe for a stun totem Sunder combo, but isn't able to do so. Into a Guardian. The Ancient Guardian is going to give Archie quite a bit of survivability. Disarm, but it's going to be tricky. Burning a lot of the defensives in order to try to see if he can get some pressure on the Tell. Potentially could be an ascendant situation as Tell try to get himself a little bit of recovery. There's most likely still a flame shock on the guy, so he can't even go for. He was able to go for quite a lot of recovery though. Blade Storm to follow as it is a full ascendant tower. He doesn't have an answer for this one. Taking a lot of damage. At least he got himself a heal. Maybe a shot him out last second. He might be in a bit of trouble. Shot him out for a moment, but it's just over. The wins, the hurricane category wins from Archie during that ascendance. There's just not a lot that a arms warrior could really do against him. When I said chat earlier that somebody died to natural disaster, we literally got natural disaster in the class. They got earthquakes, they got tornadoes, they got I guess with the rest of the channel you got tsunamis to some degree. except they're usually friendly tsunamis. This is going to be Arky dropping down a static totem onto Nod. He does take it out, but a Storm Bolt, not Storm Bolt, but Capacitor Totem, Thunder, oh, mad damage, what is this? Oh, Arky with that combo. I think that's what he's trying to do to Chalrion that entire time. He's trying to go for Thunder into a double stun totem that gives him an opportunity just to lock someone down and absolutely just savage right through the mad damage out of Arky. Got himself bloodlines, but trying to see if he gives him a little bit of survivability. The Monk just needs a touch of death and it'll be over. Arky does get booped out of the way for a second. Oh, no, Storm, I keep calling those normal. Not zombie. Does end up connecting. I'm not sure if that was a touch of death or if it was like a battle master that like fell off for the shaman. As Nod ended up going for like a punch, so it was like you basically battle master fell off. You're like 1 health. Auto attack, you're dead. I'm not exactly sure. Teddy, what's up, my guy? Came here for Cracker. He says your transmugs are pretty sexy and I love your content. Yo, awesome, Teddy. Thank you so much for coming by, man. Appreciate ya. Thank you. Kraken charging in versus Nod, trying to see if we can take him down as an arms warrior. Zerka raging out of the incapacitation effect. Leg sweep to follow as Nod trying to see if he can blast him out with Fits of Fury as well as with a what's it called again? Man, Thunder. Oh, it doesn't even matter. Kraken literally just stomps on the boy, just gives him a quick Goomba stomp at the end. What is it called, chat? Hold on. Somebody correct me again. What is it? What is the talent name, man? I'm drawing a blank here really badly. Kraken trying to see if he can hold his ground against the crystal while he's trapped up in the bonds of fell. He got portals attacking him from left and right, and the succubus constantly harassing him from the side, man, with the seductions. The man is gonna just have to find a way to focus up and try to find a way to break towards fast kills, man. As he is swapping out from a demonology to destruction. Big charge by Krager, but he met with the succubus. You see immediately Trinket, maybe reflect situation, does not go for reflect, trying to go I think for a stun into fast skills. Human Rachel to follow, does rip his soul out, so Krager is limited on the amount of damage or the healing he can really get. With all that instant cast damage, there's literally only so much you can do. Defensive stance, maybe you have to go for a rallying cry. I don't really know what you can do in this situation. Does end up waiting out the bonds of fall, the fear onto fast skills, but the demon, the Inferno, is not deterred by the fear whatsoever. Stun to follow. Kraken maybe can somehow find a way to recover a little bit here. It is going to be Kraken catching up at least a little bit of health right now. Dropping down the banner just to make it hard for fast skills to lock him down. But the man is in a tight spot right now. What do you do in this situation? Succubus swinging around the right hand side. Fast skills just kind of waiting on his end, waiting maybe to get a Succubus CC to open up his go here. Battle stance available for Kraken. Reflect up in case Succubus trying to see if he can clip from around the side. Vasquez actually taking quite a bit of damage off of that Warbreaker. This is where Kraken can maybe push the offensive. Succubus CC catching him last second. Does put him in the corner. Actually gives Vasquez, makes Vasquez walk around and put himself out in the bad spot. Mortal Coil to follow. Vasquez still out in the open. Ripping Kraken's soul away. 25% less damage done. But Kraken is not deterred. Goes into a bit of a defensive stance. Trying to take up a little bit of damage. Dodging the Shadow Fury, or at least attempt to double cancel, triple cancel. Oh my god, the Inferno to follow. What is this damage? Does he have a leap up maybe? Succubus CC, Bonds of Fell. I think he's just in a bad spot. He needs to find a way to CC the guy. Parry, everything, leaping in, trying to see if he can break the Bonds of Fell, but he'll survive it. The parry was perfect. When Big Execute Kraken does set him coming out on top. What is that? How did he come up on top from that? What is going on here? Charge on the Kioska into a Stormbolt to follow. I don't even know if you could deal. Yeah, it's rough. I think a Battle Master Chicken fell off at the same time there too. That or a Rallying Cry was just fading as the stun came out. That's a rough one, man. Next is gonna be, what's your name? Wait, hold on. Oprivat Mommy? Something Mom. Something Mommy. I'm not even sure, honestly. I'll call you Mommy, dude. I'm just gonna call you Mommy. You know what I mean? Mommy charged. That's gonna sound so weird, but that's his name though. I don't know what the first one is though. First part of the name, I have no idea. I just see Mommy at the very end. Reflect up, big bleeds out for Mommy. As Kioska not really in a great spot, taking a lot of big damage. Skill shots are available though. Does go maybe for a fade death. Get himself out of the stun immediately. Gonna be a tricky for the warrior. Does going for a turtle shell immediately. Just trying to see if he can walk away from Mommy for just a second. As Kioska needs recovery. Warrior is going to catch up a lot of healing back there though. Without a dot on him like a poison sting or anything, the guy's going to get himself a lot of health back. That is a camo for Kioska, but the camo is not as effective as Mommy's just passive second wind healing. It's like what, 3% of healing every second or something? Is that what it is? Or 2%? They nerfed it at some point or another, didn't they? But for Kiosko, camo is like 2% a second or every few seconds. Either way, his healing and recovery is so much slower than Mommy's. As the warrior tried to see if he could find himself a much better angle here, picked up the eyes, but he could not really catch up to Kiosko at all, or at least catch him close enough to maybe get himself good line of sight, as well as a charge. May decide to go for another eyeball. This is where Kiosko able to go in for a couple of range damage, range hits here. Grenades getting thrown in into a Death Chakram. Going to be Mommy trying to go for a bit of an Avatar big burst combo, as the Death Chakram is going to just apply quite a bit of damage increase onto the warrior. Freezing Trap to follow, as Kiosko just trying to go for a bit of a hit and run. Go in, hit, do as much damage, freeze the guy, kite him out, not let him touch you for a little bit here, not let him get a lot of that reheal. Just go for a disarm with that sticky charge trap too. Into the scatter shot as well as the charge trap right after. The man got us a lots of CC for the warrior. Is just gonna try to see if he can kite him out. The warrior could turn around the attention onto the pet as well. Actually, in so low a health, kill shot could end ya. Just gotta make sure there's a dot on this guy to make sure he doesn't get himself recovery. Does end the pet. The pet could actually take him down. That's gonna be a bloodthirst for a second. Kill shot to follow. Stormboard right after. Maybe going down for the count here. Into reflect. That's going for a steel trap. Just needs one more kill shot or something. Anything right now. Freezing trap. Kiosko trying to make sure he's getting the safest kill ever. But he's better go quick before that second wind catches up. The rallying cry last second. Mommy has nothing left at this point. This warrior just leaves. Actually just leaves. Oh my god, what is your name now? Puhovsky. Literally name is Puhovsky. It's almost like a last, it's almost like his name is something like his name is similar to that, like a last name of somebody. Like the name, when I say Puhovsky, almost sounds like that's a last name. It doesn't really have a meaning, I don't think. I think it just sounds like, I don't know, it just sounds like a last name. Is the best way I can put it. But big damage on Kiosko, trying to see if he can find through the last name right here. Gonna be mad damage though. Puhovsky may not be in a great spot right now. Grenades thrown in, Serpent Sting to follow. Kill shot could be the end of it. Kiosko trying to see if he can close the gap and maybe go for the kill. Into a freezing trap. Does he have the trap? Oh no! Puhovsky just charged in there with a full avatar and everything. Does not give the man a chance. I think there's nothing you can do. This gamer just charges and takes him out. There's no, dude, Kiosko had it so close, man. I don't know how you come out of the live on that one though. Kraken pick it up too. Well done, well done. That was dumb. Yo, hey, dude, I'm so close. I don't understand. Like, what do you do in that situation? I don't think there's a winning strategy. I think you just gotta kite away. I like that you ran in like, okay, maybe I can get a kill, but it's a Fury Warrior, so they start to heal, whatever. And it's just, you drop down trap, steel trap, he charges past it, ignores it entirely, just goes just like a freight train runs you over. That's crazy. That was close, man. I should have stayed away. That might have been the play, honestly. It's just staying away. I know what you're trying to do. Like, it's just over. He's done. I could just get in there. Turn on a second as well. Yeah, I think maybe playing kill shots and grenades might have been the play, honestly. It's hard to tell. It's one of those things we realize on, like, in hindsight. But I like what you were trying to do there. I'm surprised the steel trap didn't connect, though. As soon as I saw the steel trap, I'm like, okay, I get what you're trying to do. But then when he started charging, I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no. Otherwise, it would have been perfect. Alright, let's get us another one going. Grain, do we need more bodies? Hey. Do we need more bodies? Or are we good? As soon as Grain gives me the go-ahead, we can either go, or I need to join him and help him build a group. His member Rogue today, can't wait to level him. I need a guild and people to play with. I'm new, so I want to get into PvP. My main character will be, get into PvP. My next character will be PvE, maybe Adikea. What do you think your PvE character is going to be, Tim, by the way? How you doing? Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a good one, my guy. Need another guy? I'm down. I'm checking. Checking if Talrion is ready. One sec. Alright, Tal, let me know if you're good to go or not. You're looking for one more? I can help. I can help. I can help. I got a body. The warrior wants in. So does Nalex too. Pass lead. Pass lead plus. I can get a body. Okay, never mind. Okay, friend. So Nalex actually got to bed. Enter said maybe later, but we do have the warrior, so I could get him in. Got a spot. Got a spot, friend. Is it a raid group? It is a raid group. Okay, cool. So letter, oh, perfect. Perfect. Pass and lead. Okay, team ready, queuing in a second. Beautiful. It's exactly what we like to see, man. Where's my, here we go. Chat, any arena preferences? Real quick. There's a little bit of a delay on stream. I don't want to make these guys late. Any arena preferences, like Tiger's Peak, Dalaran Sewers, Lordaeron Arena, Hook Point maybe? Anything that isn't Tolveron? Please don't say Tolveron. What can I set up for not Cracker group? So the groups usually are listed in LFG for Grain whenever the groups are up. I'll let you guys know whenever a listing is available. So far, Grain has just been needing like one body, and I have some dudes that are whispering me on Real Idea like, yo, if you got a spot, I can join in. So just quick for me to just send him an invite real quickly. Когда же место освободится? Секунду, Кобре. So, пока у нас Grain, у него вся команда была, и он все друзья как его, inviting свою группу, и у них должен такая плюс один человек. Есть, ну, думаю, через игру или две больше людей пойдут спать, и у нас будет больше, просто сказать, больше места, чтобы приглашать у вас прекрасных человеков и людей. That's the best Russian I can do, man. It is bad, but I try to keep it a peak Russian mode there. Alrighty, let's get ourselves a group going. Peak. Tigers. We can do Tigers Peak. We can do that. Привет, Dal. Отличного стрима. My God, there's so much Russian here, man. You guys are really making me practice more Russian today. Said hello, Dal. Fantastic stream. И шикарного настроения. Okay, I did read it right. Как же приятно тебя слышать. Здорово, Ривер. Как тебе стрим? Надеюсь, все понравится. Будет дуэли сегодня и будет дуэли завтра. Сегодня в Европе, в России, в этом регионе. И завтра будет в американском регионе. Надеюсь, вам понравится оба стрима. You guys are really making me practice Russian. Вы все меня по-русски говорите, я пытаюсь свой язык не забывать, но я забываю, пытаюсь друзья, сказать все нормально по-русски. Я забываю все. Я забываю все. I'm forgetting everything, man. It's just so bad. I'm trying my hardest. Oh my God. Alright, hold on. Crap, did I save that? Okay, I may have. I don't know, just double check. I'll send Dalaran again. Alright, but with the groups, hopefully we should have more spots available here in a bit. If they're open, I'll let you guys know. Switch. If there's any spots open or if they're listed, I'll let you boys know. Is Dalaran going to be first up over Team 1? By the way, switch. Have I done that? Or is it going to be somebody else? It looks like he's kind of on the side. Maybe he's not in. Or maybe he is. Maybe he is, and he knows it. He's actually going to go for immediate trinket versus Masterfoot. This is going to be full bleeds. Big damage on a Dalaran on the left field. Is Masterfoot eating all those hits. Mortal Strikes does going for the wall, trying to see if he can mitigate the damage. But the man's health, he's already lost so much health. Wall, as well as self-healing Barkskin, may be enough for him to recover. Dalaran so far has not even had to pop a parry. This man just went counter super aggressive, not letting Masterfoot play the game whatsoever. Got the Feral Cannon on the side here. That's off Thorns. Convoke the Spirits. Let's see if an intro Shockwave. Execute. Oh my goodness, Dalaran! Immediate trinket. Trying to see if he can fight through the Feral Zone. Well done. With Mommy gonna be up next. Stormbolt for Stormbolt. Dalaran may be in a bit of trouble. Oh my God, the man just had to go for a parry. And there goes the parry. Does try to go for a little bit of counter offensive with Mommy. Again, I gotta get a better name for it, but it's Mommy. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Mommy, dude. I feel like there's the first part of the name that maybe could work off of, like OP. But I'm gonna go for Mommy. How many of you know warrior named Mommy, dude? Gonna be Dalaran trying to see if he can puncture past his defenses, going for them surgical strikes with the mortal strikes. That's gonna be Mommy going in for Stormbolt. Stormbolt yet again does have himself the Spore Cloak activating in order to give himself a little bit of survivability. Dalaran charging in, not giving Mommy any breathing room whatsoever. Anytime the guys try to back up, Dalaran is there pushing the offensive, trying to make sure that Mommy does not have any opportunity to heal whatsoever. Could be an execute situation. Mommy may have to go for big defenses. Gonna be Blaze Storm for Dalaran, leaping away, trying to deny time, mommy as much self-healing as he can, is going to be able to leap away far enough where the charge just does not connect, so the warrior cannot catch up any kind of healing. Second wind is going to definitely get both of them up and running here, and Dalaran may just want to go for, no, doesn't need to go for anything. The guy just leaves. Wait a second, no, why did he leave? Oh no. I mean, I feel like that should kind of sort of count towards Dalaran. Do you guys think that should count as a win for him or not? If the guy leaves, because he didn't go and kill him. It wasn't an execute or anything, but, you know, I just, oh man. Gonna be, what's his name? Palm Peach? I don't even know, dude. Palm, we're gonna call him Palm, like pom-poms. Gonna be a disarm onto Palm as he goes in for Alexia. Parry out for Dalaran as Palm trying to see if he can back up out of there. Man trying to see if he can bounce out of that situation. Dalaran just kind of back there with his win, looking for a little bit of healing. Palm is going to go for a bit of self-healing of his own back there. While dampening isn't super high, is able to catch up quite a bit of health fairly handily. Dalaran was able to fight through this win. And looks like he's just got to let second one catch it back up fully here. Palm did go in there, burned a lot of the offensive cooldowns, but defensively he's still very, very healthy. Although Dalaran does have a pretty good knack for cracking through people's strongest of defenses either way. I mean, between the warrior and between the feral druid, I mean, that wall did nothing for him. The guy just got sliced up either way. Stormbolt, as an incap comes out, does not have a way to Zerker Rage out of this one. Palm trying to see if he can back up out of there with the defuse magic at this point. Not much magic damage there is to Dalaran, but you might as well use it just in case at this point unless you need all the other defenses at a later time. Wait, unless Dalaran's playing Shadow Flame. Actually, then maybe there's a value to diffuse magic. If a lot of you boys are playing Shadow Flame enchants into weapons, or Shadow Flame not a chance, but embellishments, then honestly, deal with the Shadow Flame damage with the diffuse may not be the worst situation. Disarm onto the monk, into a shockwave to follow. It does go for a trinket karma, trying to see if he can play super defensive, but Dalaran just goes into a bit of a defensive stance, trying to see if he can walk over for Palm as it's going to be disarmed, trying to go counter offensive, but a bleed is going to turn around for Dalaran, goes in for full battle stance, trinket out of that leg sweep into a Stormbolt. Palm might be in a bad situation. I think he's going to be executed. Dalaran does go in for the parry just to make sure he's covered defensively fully with Puhovsky. We're gonna go full name Puhovsky. I don't really know what your name is supposed to be. I don't really know what that's meant to be, but just gonna go with a full name. It just, again, it feels like it's someone's last name. Like a poet or something. I don't know why. Am I the only one? Into a fear. It's going to be Puhovsky. Try to see if he can back away as Dalaran goes in full burst available. Let's get Puhovsky. Try to see if he can counter offensive with Dalaran here. Was full avatar together with the Odin's Fury does pop off kind of like all at once together with his Enraged Regeneration. All defense, all offense, all used all at once. And Dalaran leapt away from it as soon as possible. Puhovsky did not feel like he really needed to trinket there because he wasn't under a ton of pressure. He was just going to go defensive, offensive, and just kind of counter at Dalaran, but he just backs up out of there entirely just to save some cooldowns, get some health back, not deal with a Fury Warrior that's fully taked up and deadened up and with his burst. Puhovsky leaping away for just a second into Shockwave as Dalaran closes the gap, but he cannot really walk away from the Arms Warrior all that easily. Dalaran with a Blaze Stem to follow, trying to see if he can chop past the guy into the execute range right now. Puhovsky trying to see if he can delay the execute range into a Stormbolt right after Dalaran. It's going to be very hard Stormbolt to follow, but he does get that execute at the end. This man so far has gone through 4 people, and Krager is the last one left. Unless you don't count that one warrior who ended up kind of bailing out of the arena. But it's going to be him versus Tal. Tal walking into this one. Some cooldowns available. No avatar for a good bit. Trinket coming back up for a little bit. Is Kraken just going to give him like an opportunity to get every cooldown available as even of a duel as it can be? I think he just may. This could be a perfect 1v5 for Dalaran. He just got to find a way to fight through Kragar. Dalaran is a master of the Arms Warrior playstyle. Krager, though, is just a well-defined warrior all on all. He can play Arms as well as Fury, and he has that experience for both specs, whereas Dalaran is primarily, he played Fury before in his duels, but we primarily see him as Arms, whether it is good, whether it is bad. So he plays it at any moment, so it's going to be just the experience of pure Arms Warrior versus just the knowledge of the warrior class itself clashing together in this 5v5 dueling arena. I'm actually gonna love seeing it. as it looks like Dalaran does have everything coming back up. Avatar coming back up in like 4 seconds. Charging in. Gonna be his, oh my god, banner for banner for the both of them. As Kraken goes in for a stun, it looks like Dalaran was able to get away from the banner a little bit too far, where Kraken's stun was actually full value. Stormbolt is Kraken trying to go aggressive, and Dalaran is trying to see if he can play this defensively, taking out each other's banners as Kraken closes the gap. Fear to full Zerker Rage on this one. Gonna be a defensive stance for Dalaran as he's trying to mitigate as much damage as possible. Blaze Stone for Kraken. Bury up for Tel really early on, so Dalaran no longer has a big defensive play. Trying to go for a bit of a battle stance and Kraken's defenses force him to play very defensively. Blaze Stone to follow right after, together with the Avatar into a Shockwave. Does go for the executes here and there, but Kraken goes in for a full parry. Nothing Dalaran can really do in that situation. Shadow Melter for a second. Stormbolt onto Kraken for a moment. Does he have any survivability whatsoever? Trying to see if he can crack through his defenses for just a moment into a trinket to follow. Kraken, I don't know if he's really got damage here or not. He has Dalaran in a good spot, but Kraken could have everything turning around on him any moment though. Leap away by Dalaran. Kraken leaping towards him. Does he have a charge to follow? Catches him really quickly into a Stormbolt. I think it's just over. Trying to go for executes. Oh, wait a second. No way. Hold on a second. No, you did not. You did not. Oh my. You did not get that kill. Did he? Hold on a second. Okay. I gotta look at it. That's a 1v5? It is, you're right, because I was looking at his kills, I'm like 4, but like, well, then he didn't kill him. Did somebody else walk in and kill him? No, because I Fury Warrior left, it doesn't count as a kill towards Tal. So that kill on Kraken does count. Yo, I love that. I love that duel. The two warriors clashing against one another, fighting through one another. Kraken is able to match him for cooldowns, play that game, but Dalaran is extra deadly with them bleeds, man. He leaned in heavily into the arms where he bleeds. He just needed to get Kraken low enough where those bleeds were just gonna do work. Even if he goes down, he got the man so wounded he can't continue. That was insane. This is why, honestly, Duels, 5V5 1v1 Duels is my favorite bit of content in World of Warcraft. It isn't even like a game mode, although I honestly feel like it should be. It should be a proper brawl or game mode or something. What a badass to get a 1v5. I know, it is so good. And what's awesome is we got to see both warriors just display how well they play warrior class, man. The differences. I felt like Kraken was very much by the book and played it excellent. But Grain with that bleed setup was mwah, chef's kiss. Both of them competing against each other, fighting one another, both juggernauts slaying each other. Just couldn't have a much better game than that. Honestly. Ready? Okay. Checking up. Can't spell, honestly. Checking up on the Dalaran team. Ready? Okay, good. Oh my god. Okay, at some point we will have to open up the LFG, boys. Grain and Kraken, at some point we should open up LFG so we can get more bodies in here. Because you got dudes that want to play as well, and they're waiting for like a spot. Like, while we have groups, I'm perfectly fine just going over and over, but at some point we should open up the group just because we have bodies, man. Okay, so we're gonna go for... What am I trying to go for? Picking a Mage, Grain, Kraken. What do we do now? Dalaran Sewers, maybe? Let's do Dalaran Sewers, man. That's a good one. Okay, we should be good then. We'll do Dalaran Sewers. We'll do some hook point. We'll do all the other stuff. 100% should be, exactly. What's up? What's up, Noise Head, my man? Hey, Dal, I've been looking for a solid class for all content. I know it's mainly a preference, but do you have any recommendations? Jake? Yes, I do. If you're looking to play a range class, I think the new changes to Mage should make him solid. That or a Shadow Priest should honestly be a solid range class for a good bit. Warlocks are also not bad either. So if you're looking for a range DPS, Bunker is pretty good, Shadow Priest is good, Warlock, Mage in general is good, Shadow Priest is pretty good. If you're looking for a melee, I think a Retribution Paladin is fantastic at the moment. Absolutely a banger in Mythic Pluses. Pretty good in raids and fantastic in PvP. Rogue is another good one. And I'd say to some degree even a Demon Hunter is pretty good too right now. Or Fury Warrior as well. So you got a couple options for DPS. If you're looking to tank specifically, Protection Warriors, Paladin's really good. But I would even look at like Vengeance Demon Hunter. Maybe even a Bear Druid, but not a guarantee. They potentially could be huge once 10.1.5 comes out. But even right now they're doing really good in M+. Like they're not the meta like Protection Paladin is, but they are really strong. A lot of people prefer them to some degree, or at least started to. Healers, I'd say all of them are pretty good. I think Druid is really, really strong though. Out of all of them, I think Druid right now is like one of the best healers in the game. But all of them are pretty good in their own way. Switch. Got ourselves Cracker and Dalaran yet at it again, dude. We just had a 1v1 earlier and they're going back at it again. Parry for parry. Cracker got himself the big defense, but so does Dalaran. Looks like the defenses are waning. Cracker get hit with a disarm into a trinket to follow. Dalaran also trinketing out into a shockwave for just a second. Cracker trying to see if he can fight themselves, but he's got himself the execute blaze storm out of Cracker. But Dalaran is actually looking kind of healthy. Cracker's health is one that's a little bit behind here. Does get the Spore Cloak activating as his health dips really, really low. I think Tail also has the Spore Cloak available once his health dips as well, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's already done so. There goes the Spore Cloak. Cracker in the execute range might be a bad situation. Has himself Rallying Cry. May want to use it as soon as possible. Try to see if he can just execute past Dalaran. Charge to follow Stormbolt right after. Dalaran maybe going for a bit of a recovery. No, Blaze Storm right after. This is kind of going to be lower end on health as Cracker goes in for the Battle Mass Trinket. Oh, Cracker does end up swinging the victory. So swings his axe past the jugular of Dalaran, taking him out. Well done, well done. Quick stun onto Nod. Does end up kind of shockwaving the rest of the team, but is mostly just trying to hit the monk as best as he can. Trying to get himself whatever recovery is possible to a Warbreaker. I think it's just over. I think Nod does have him kind of super low. Does go in for the Thunder Fist, taking him out with Palm. Gonna be up next. I'm gonna mess up with him so hard, my guy. I don't know why I have a struggle with this guy specifically. Palm Peach. I don't know what that means. All I see is Palm, so I guess we're gonna go with Palm. Fist of Fury for Fist of Fury, both are pairing one another. Nod's taking a bit of damage. Oh, a touch of death as Palm does it a break and pass those defenses. Passes Furious Fist of defenses. And Kioska charging in and got himself a... I like the mouse he got going on. Does that thing even do anything? What kind of type of pet is that, by the way? Into a stun onto Palm. Oh, it does go in with a not Mortar Strike, with a Mongoose Bite at the very end. Not even a Mongoose Bite. I think it was a Flanking Strike at the end. Well done by Kioska. Get it past him fairly quickly. Wow. That's actually a fairly quick duel right now. So far, we have so many people already go down. Krispy Kreme is going to be up next. So as an arcade mage, trying to see if he can find himself an angle versus Kioska. While the pet is trapped up, Kioska just trying to see if he can maybe buy himself a little bit of time with that freezing trap. It's going to be a breath as Krispy goes in for big damage to Kioska. Missiles flying in. Kioska does not have a line to sight. Charging in, trying to see if he can get offensive though. Is going to go for an intro, but doesn't quite connect with Krispy Kreme, giving him that, precognition buff, where he's able to get himself some casting and damage while completely uninterrupted by a CC or the Hunter's Muzzle Interrupt. This is going to be a shift in power as Kioska trying to see if he can find himself a way out of this situation. He's kind of in a rough spot right now. Trinket immediately by Crispy as he goes in for a freeze onto Kioska, who's going to go try to see if he can back up around the corner into mad damage, try to go for an interrupt, doesn't quite connect. May need to go for defenses right now, maybe in a bad spot. Oh, wait, never mind. Scratch all that. He just went in for a big kill shot, just absolutely blew past the Mage. What was that? Yo, survival hunters are deadly. Cobrax is going to be joining up over on the team too. So it looks like Krager did end up kind of switching around his team a little bit by the looks of it. Did end up getting quite a few fresh new bodies in there. Going to be Kioska trying to see if he can reposition behind another set of boxes as Cobrax is out in the open. Destruction Warlock with the Succubus needs to send that thing over there as soon as possible and get himself a better angle. Kioska better be very, very careful with that Bonzafell. Has to break it in order to get himself in a better situation. There's going to be a lot of portals opening up. For Kioska, may just need to go for big defenses. Try to go for Pain Dead. The portals do not stop attacking you. They just continue to barrage you. One more conflagration, it could be over. May just need to go for Turtle. This is what Corbeck's trying to see if he can go for Shadow Bird as best as he can, but he cannot take down Kioska just yet. Does freeze him for just a second. Unless Kioska get himself some big damage out of nowhere. He might be in a tough situation. Stun to Corbrex does have a way out of this one. Infernal slamming down. Immolate to follow. Just sees one more global. It's going to be a Scottish up for a second, but he does have the conflagration to burn down the Hunter. With Gamer going to be up next as a Fury Warrior. Going to be a big old portal for Cobrax. And just try to see if he can back up out of it entirely. Gamer stuck over there with a Succubus slowing him down. With an Infernal keeping him warm. As a portal is going to be barraging a bunch of chaos into his face. Does go for a Spell Reflected. Does give him a bit of DR. I guess magic specifically. Cobrax with a Mortal Cold trick out of the Gamer immediately. Fear to fall. It just has him in the execute range. That's all he needs. May need to go for a wall here. Cobrax might be in a bad spot. Unless he get himself like double Chaos Bolt stuff, he might be in an unwinnable position. full shockwave. I think it's over. Try to see if we can take him down into an incubus last second. Try to see him into an immolate. I think Corbex may just be done for the count here. Unless he can somehow get away from Gamer and blast him out, I think it might be over. Yeah, nothing he could do. Well done, well done. Grifka Lasso left over for the team too as a subtlety rogue left on a cleanup duty versus Gamer as well as Soul Eater. This is going to be a cheap shot immediately, trying to go for big damage. Not going to be able to go for a full lockdown. Looks like Gamer was still DR. That is still full second technique as Gamer tried to see if he could back up out of there last second. Grifka tried to see if he could swing over. Stormbolt to follow. Gamer, unless he's got himself some big damage, he might be in a bit of a weird spot right now. Does go for a shockwave for a second. Grifka with an evasion. Try to see if you can just end them right then and there before the damper really skyrockets any higher. The faster you can take down Gamer, the better job I think you'll have with Soul Eater. Try to see if you can just kind of punish Grifka with his bleeds. Got himself a little bit of a re-stealth with advantage to pick up available. Plenty of defenses coming back up slowly but surely as you end up using vanishes. And Gamer trying to see if he can find himself a better angle, but he's just at no help whatsoever. Stun to Grifka, force a trick out of him, and that's going to be Shadow Strike. This does a lot of damage. Soul Eater, Lasso left. Ooh, that robe with the belt and the shoulders and the cloak and the hoodie thing. Oh, that looks so good. Yo, I like that cowl he's got going on. Like, he looks like a villain. You know what I mean? Like sort of Dracula type pop collar in the back. It looks so good. Like the green isn't exactly the same green, but it's so close. Oh, it looks so good. You know what? If this was a 5V5 1v1 duel for transfer competition, I feel like Soul Eater wins that one instantly. Is Grifka trying to find himself a better angle versus the Demonology Warlock? He does have the pet, so he could be a big axe toss. Grifka, if he has himself not secret technique, shadowy duel off the bat, he will be in a great spot. Sap actually stun onto the pet. Shadowy duel. Got himself full stun to Soul Eater. Goes in for a dark pack. Secret technique is going to rip right past him. Either way, though, Soul Eater take a lot of damage in the opener. Try to see if he can just keep the pressure on Grifka, but he's looking for an escape behind the pillar into a Vile Fiend. All the pets are getting summoned up. Blind to Soul Eater. Does trick out of it. For Grifka, that's an opportunity to get himself a full stun onto Soul Eater and then potentially even take him out. Does he have an interrupt? This is going to be a port for Soul Eater last second. They were in Tyrant and everything. Shadow Strike to follow. Grifka may be in trouble though. Wait a second. Oh my goodness, Grifka might have actually overestimated just how strong his damage is because Soul Eater got himself full demonic army. Next, Axe Toss could be the end of Soul Eater. He's got to find a way to get around this. Maybe pick up eyes, find Grifka very quickly or something, anything. Grifka just hanging out next to the guy. The eyes are not available for either side of the arena though. And he does have a dark pack. You gotta find a way to stun the rogue with an axe toss together with a mortar cold. You gotta find a way to CC him. It's gonna be dark pack. The pet can't even stop you. It's gonna be Shadow Strike, secret technique into an axe toss last second. Grifka does have an evasion for this one. Try to deny as much damage as he can from these pets. Mortar cold left afterwards with a Vile Fiend to follow. Grifka does not have any vanishes for a good bit. Does go for a Shadow Mode by the looks of it. Or is that a last vanish? I'm not even sure how you got a re-stealth, but he does get himself one more. Soul Eater does himself with at least one of the pets available, but he's definitely got to find a way to bypass Grifka. No eyes are up, so next stun onto the pet, get a shot onto Soul Eater. Unless he's got a defensive, he might be in a bad spot, and Grifka may just want to either go before Dark Pact is up, or wait until Vanish is available. I think he just may want to go forward immediately for Soul Eater. Try to see if he can back away from Grifka. It's going to give himself enough time in order to get chop a Dark Pact into an Axe Toss. Second technique is out. Could maybe get some pets interrupted on the call Dreadstalkers. Does Grifka have enough damage to finish off here? Tyrant could be available for Soul Eater. Grifka does have an out though. He does have a way to reset at this point. Does go for a Vanish, but now he has no outs. Blind available. Does go for an interrupt. Is there any way for Soul Eater to get any more damage out? He just got himself full Tyrant. Just needs to survive, but I think it's over. Oh my goodness, Grifka with that cloak. Nothing he could do at the very, very end. Well done, well done. Bring it back for his team. After it looked like Team 1 was going to end up taking that one entirely. Let's get us another one going here, boys. Uno mas, yeah? Yo, Grain, let me know if you need more bodies. We could maybe open it up, get a couple more bodies for your team, yeah? Got a bit of that variety here, if anything. Seems like a decent balancing, leaving the Warriors, but a lot of pick from. Thanks for the content. Yo, thanks so much, Jay, for coming by, man. Yeah, if you got any more questions, DMs in Discord are always open. Join our Discord and hit me up anytime, my guy. DMs or just send a message up on Discord. I'll try to help you out as best I can, answer whatever questions you got. To be honest, I have no clue what Blizzard has done thus far. It's implemented, but it creates its own audience. I don't think it should be hard to implement. I mean, they were able to get solo queue going, and it'd be cool if they did like a brawl where like duels have a place in WoW, right? Like right now you go to outside of Stormwind, outside of Orgrimmar, people have always had their own fun with duels, but to make like a proper dueling arena, they tried that back in Battle for Azeroth. It didn't really get that much use. I think it's because they didn't have gear vendors in BFA. If they had the PvP vendors there and like a way to queue against each other in a dueling arena, I think people would love to spectate it and duel one another. I think it'd be really, really fun. But yeah, having a proper 5v5 1v1 duels, whether it's an order system or whatever, certain abilities are enabled to disable maybe for like dueling aspect of it, I think that'd be really, really cool. Like special rules to make sure that the game is like fun and fast-paced or something. You know what I mean? I think that'd be great. Next one, let's go hook point, because normally I do Lord Run about this point of the night, but I think we gotta go hook point just because I like the arena. I think it's solid, and I think it's fairly balanced when it comes to like dueling arenas specifically compared to some of the other ones. Like Lord Run is another one we like to do as well, but that one can also be like, depending on the class, it's almost like a reversal of Blade's Edge, where Blade's Edge has a lot of line of sight, has this bridge, has the platforms, while Lord of Run has nothing. It's mostly flat land with like a big tombstone down the middle, and like a card and like some kind of like hills on the side with some tombstones as well. So, you know, certain classes definitely benefit from that one. Usually classes that don't enjoy line of sight, that need to be able to see their target or to kill it. So that's good. Beautiful. Wonderful. There it is. But yeah. But yeah, Jake, anytime you got any questions, my guy, I'm always going to be around on Discord. Anytime you have any questions when it comes to classes, I'll try to give you the best information I got to Twitch. We got ourselves Kiosko over for the team one, right? To go that Survival Hunter. I like the Mog. Also like the glove, how it's all red. Matches the belt. We got Nod. Looks like he's gonna be first up versus Kragger. Immediately goes in for the big bleed. Go charging in versus Nod. Blazestorm right after. Try to see if he can chop him up into a charge to follow. Trying not to give Nod any opportunity to recover whatsoever. Trying to go for a leap, but looks like the Ring of Peace does end up knocking it back quite far into a trinket out of Nod. Leg sweep on a Kragger. Trying to see if he can just deal with it for a moment. It's a shockwave trinket to follow for Nod. Just burning through all of his defenses and utility abilities to break out of the CC of Kragger. Charging him with his Awent. Kragger could be in a bad spot. Big Blazestorm to follow. Could go for a parry in case you ever needed to. Charge it back to Nod yet again. Karma right after Kragger. May just have to be very, very careful. You parry up, but doesn't really want to build into the Karma. Doesn't want to transfer the damage back to himself. Stormbolt to follow as Nod trying to see if he can round the bend behind the wall, I guess. Scaffolding. I guess a wall. We'll do with a wall. Gonna be Nod with an incap backing away from Kragger. I think at this point, both of them are fairly close to one another. Kragger does still hold on to a trinket though. That is the only advantage he's really got over the monk. That and ridiculously strong hitting mortal strikes. Like he's able to chunk right through good portions of the guy's health fairly easily. Shockwave to follow. Big strikes right after. Get him some mad executes to follow. Not trying to see if he can back up out of the menace. Having to play a big time hit and run. Having to run until he has the ability to hit again. No karma for a bit. The man is actually having to go for a lot of running right now. Just cannot engage with the warrior mono and mono just yet. Like just go fisticuffs with the guy. Unless you got some way to lock him down like Fist of Fury parry or a disarm. There's only so much you can do, but then Stone Bolts and Shockwaves can break past those CC, and it's just not a great feeling. Not a great spot, almost dies to a heroic throw. The warrior leaps right back in, goes in for a bleed, not trying to see if he can fight through the roar, but is barely trying to see if he can keep past it. And as long as Kragger forces the man to run, the guy is gonna tick out over time. He just needs a big old charge and it's over. Trying to go for a Mortal Strike, does he get a big hit? Overpowered stun to follow, does he get himself the execute he needs? Trying to go for a bit of flank, charge, catches him really quickly, and it's just over. Lexium does come out, but the man is already in mid-swing. Take him out with Gamer gonna be up next as a Fury Warrior goes in for the full avatar together with the Odin's Fury, trying to see if he can blast past Kragger. My god. How did I get the name so wrong? Kragger taking a lot of damage though. Parry up and running. Will need to go for as much self-survivability as he can. Trying to go self-survivability, but also counter offensive versus Gamer. Why he's got the parry? He's trying to utilize it in order to give himself as much pressure where Gamer just cannot respond. Banner down for Kragger for a second. Gamer trying to see if he can take it down. Kragger does end up using a trinket here. Next stun could be very deadly. Trying to see if he can chip past away Gamer or Rock's health as best as he can. Stun. Warbreaker to follow him. Perfect opportunity to catch up a little bit of damage here. Reflect up in case Gamer got any kind of Shadow Flame damage on him. It looks like he did reflect something. He reflected the Shadow Flame dot on him, I think. As Gamer barely any health, not really doing that great either. There is bleeds on the Gamer, whereas Krager does not have any dots on him at all. So for Krager, if you can just stay away from taking a few hits, second wound will kick in, start healing him back up, whereas Gamer will not be able to do the same recovery since there's a constant bleed attacking him at all times. Stormbolt for Stormbolt. Krager does have Gamer in a good spot. Second stun right after, but Gamer has it fully DR'd into a Warbreaker to follow. Gamer trying to go for some damage of his own, but that's going to be a full bleed on the guy into a defensive stance for Krager as he doesn't get hit with the disarm. Goes then back into battle stance, trying to see if he can end the duel right there. Unless Gamer has some kind of an answer right now, he may be just in a bad spot. His health is really low into execute range, and I think Krager may just have him. Does it, slamming him down at the end, I think with an overpower. My goodness, Kioska charging in. I don't think he's going to give Krager an opportunity to recover whatsoever. Sending in the pet, not letting that second win kick in at all. So Krager at the very least does have a pet that he can maybe like impending victory off of, but he's definitely going to have to get counter offensive with Kioska. Immediate shockwave, Warbreaker, trying to make as much damage as he can. Blaze Storm to follow into a parry right after. He may need to just stay into a battle stance as best as possible, do as much damage to Kioska. Why he's got a defensive of parry up and running. And it's going to end up catching up a little bit of healing. Does Storm to follow. Does go for a battle stance. Try to stay as aggressive as he can. Blaze Storm to follow. Kioska may decide to go super defensive. Actually has Krager in the execute range. Going to be big damage. Freezing Trap to follow. I think it's just over. Kioska just trying to catch up a little bit of health before a final kill shot to take down Krager. Nothing you could really do. I feel like as soon as Kioska came in and Krager was not given an opportunity to recover, Kioska did not want to fight a fully stocked up arms warrior able to catch up with full health. So Krager, all he could do is go counteroffensive, chip away as much health as he can, but it was like you just had to get lucky and not get hit by freezing trap. That's literally all you could do. So I think he played it as best as he could. Oh, what's your name? Polish Bull? Is that what it is? Polski Bull. Polski Bull. Polish Bull. Polish Bull. Polish? I'll call it Polish or Polish. I'm not sure. When I say Polish, I'm in Polish, okay? I get this wrong all the time. Just letting you know right now. Stun, Kioska, big trade. Oh! Polish Bull. Okay, Polish. I'm trying to see if I can get that. Try to make sure to put respect on the name. My goodness. Full PI stun, big trade. There's nothing you can do. As soon as you don't have a trinket, there's nothing you can do. Polish Bull may just be playing the big Void Torrent one-shotty build right now. Or as close to one-shot as a shot up as you can really get to. Normally they're very sustain heavy. Not super crazy like big damage burst like a Mage and Combustion or something. Big Tyrant is going to be up in play. Fear to follow on all these pets. The Polish Bull trying to see if he can create some opportunity to CC some of these pets. It's going to be all those demons attacking him. As long as he can get away from the demons for like a second, you may be okay. Trying to see if he can walk over at Soul Letter into a Mind Flay, but he's kind of out in the open with all these pets. Void Torrent to follow. Does let him get ahead with a knockdown by the Fell Lord. This is what Polish Bull trying to see if he can back up out of there for just a second. Does have a self-healing. He does have Vampiric Base going back up in 15 seconds. Disperse the ready in case he ever needs to. He may need to be playing for big defenses right now. His Aegis is going to proc as he gets super low. Dark Ascension gives him an opportunity to maybe make some kind of a big play. Mind Games as Wall is out for Soul Letter, trying to maintain the dots as best as possible. Polish Bull just sees himself a little bit more damage. Stun onto Soul Letter for just a second. Able to crack through his defenses fairly quickly. The man is just melting down right now. The dots together with DPs, Mind Bender, Mind Blast, everything could be really deadly. Polish Bull trying to figure out if he needs to go for Disperse or not. Right now he's got himself a Breaker Brace, may need Disperse either way though. Trying to heal, may need Disperse. Unless you can go for a few on all these pets. So let her at no help whatsoever. You better be very careful with the Shadowboard Death. Shadowboard Death may end up killing you in a turn. Oh my god, it was so close. Shadowboard Death. He had to do it. Maybe disperse immediately. Disperse. 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 I don't even know if the disperse is going to end up helping you. Dalaran has just got himself so much damage on him. Mortal Strike, Sharper Blades. The man may not be able to really respond to you whatsoever. With a Blaze Storm to follow Dalaran, try to see if he can take you down fairly quickly. Polish Bull, try to see if he can get himself any kind of recovery whatsoever. That's going to be a banner down for Dalaran. You can't really see the guy at all. Dark Ascension, trying to make sure he doesn't get juked. Fear to follow. Does he have a stun? He may need a stun, but no, the Executor just goes crashing right through the fender and Shadow-Free's taking him out. With Cobrac's gonna be up next as a Destruction Warlock together with a Succubus on the side. As long as Dalaran can find a way to control the Succubus, He may be okay, but a Destruction Warlock has so much control versus the Warrior, it may be a challenge. This is going to be immediate dark back. A Scoreback's taking a bit of damage. Is going to go for a bit of that Bonzafell, catching Talarion on the retreat, which is perfect for him. Sending out a couple of doors, opening it to the Twisting Nether. And once the gateways are there, it's just damage that you cannot really prevent unless you pop a defensive form. Trying to go for a bit of a defensive stance. It's going to be so ripped out of his body. Cannot really heal super well or do a lot of damage with an Infernal constantly attacking. And Talarion is in a bad situation right now. It's going to be a Syed joining in for free for Cobrax, trying to go for a big Chaos Bolt. But it's going to be a stun by Talarion with a Blaze Start to follow as he goes in for a full Warbreaker versus Cobrax. The man is limited on what he can really do health-wise, trying to go for a little bit of survivability. Then it's going to be the Cloak, the Spore Cloak, giving him a little bit extra health to work with as the Fear comes out on the Incubus. But that thing could just go for a Succubus. You see on the side right now, is it going to be a quick reflect for Talarion? He's got no help whatsoever, unless he can maybe go for Shadow Moon, which he doesn't have right now. It's super unfortunate. There's not a lot of ways for him to really get out of there. Bonzafell doesn't attach, but it's going to be Mortal Coil together with a Portal. Complications up for Cobrax. Not much you can really do to stop him at the moment. Talarion catching up a little bit of healing. Cobrax is going to break out of the Stormbolt last second, try to go for a bit of a health funnel. Maybe this is what Talarion could just chip away over the Incubus and eventually take it down. Maybe get himself another impending victory, potentially. May need to go for parry here. Reflect up. He's going to be able to reflect that immediately back at Cobrax for a second. Does he have any ways out of this one? He's going to go for a leap as the soul just gets ripped out of his body with the gateway. This is going to be the Warlock just pushed it in. Succubus is going to set it with the CC very quickly. I don't really know what you can do in this situation. Does it end up recovering at least a smidge of health though? Board for Cobrax, is this what Talarion maybe charges in? No, backs up for just a second while he's got himself the banner. Looking for a charge towards Cobrax, breaking it past the Bonzafell. Actually, Mage is having right now Cobrax with a wall. Does he have any ways out of this situation? I think he just needs to go counter offensive at some point. He got himself a wall. Bennett starts casting straight Talion's face maybe. But it's going to be execute maybe. Hold on a second. See last second. Bleeds are on him. Could still die to the bleeds. Oh, it does die to the bleeds. Oh my goodness. Okay, Tal, you got two more to get through. You got a Rogue and you got a Mage. I don't know how you're gonna do it. Krispy Kreme is an Arcane Master Blaster over here. Oh, love that Mog, by the way. That looks so good. It actually matches the ordinary pet. Look at that thing. I like it a lot. This man is looking like a Warlock right now. It looks so good. On an Undead too. That is insane. But it looks like he's giving Talarion at least a proper honor duel, giving him an opportunity to catch up on some health or cooldowns. Honestly, respectable. Very respectable. Very, very, very honorable. Look at this guy go. Talarion, he does have a rallying cry coming back up in like a minute now at this point. A little bit over a minute. Gonna be Avatar coming back up in like 24 seconds. So he does have some cooldowns coming back up a little. He could charge in. It is an Arcane Mage, so you just gotta be very, very careful with that Arcane Burst. Plus the mobility that Arcane Mages have could also make it pretty deadly for Tal. He's gotta find a way to fight through Crispy, but also get himself set up so he can fight against Grifka. It is a rough situation to be in. Try to go for a disrupt immediately. That's going to give Crispy Kreme so much opportunity just to go big damage, counter offensive, full pressure onto Tal. Actually going to put him so far back, got himself over fear. It's going to be a trick immediately for Crispy Kreme. That's going to be leave for Tal. Trying to see if he can back away with a touch of the magic still on him. That was definitely not the play. Oh my god. His down just strapped up. Can't do much about it. Get it frozen with that knockback. As Crispy just goes in for a bunch of casts back to back. This man came in prepared to fight an arms warrior. And Tal is just limited to what he could really do. Banner down for a second. But Crispy got himself plenty of ability, plenty of instant cast, plenty of range damage, and plenty of control as well. Versus Tal, I don't know what you do in this situation. It's going to be a Stormbolt as he gets hit with an Ice Nova. He really needs second wind to kick in, but at this point, I don't think he can really do much about it. The other needs to be very, very careful with his interrupts. Got himself battle stance. This is going to be ultra time. Tal is going to back up out of there until ultra time is gone. There goes the Poly. Shot him out to follow. Poly right after. Reflect to follow. Is actually going to end up interrupting himself just to make sure he can get the proper Poly into Arcane Blast. Nothing Tal can really do in this situation. Breath to follow. Unless maybe he goes in for a parry. At this point, he needs a heal. He needs a parry. He needs everything right now in case he wants to live. Just been trying to see if he can just barrage him down. Oh my god, the touch of the Magi. He just needs one more big global and it's over. Tal getting frozen up. I think it's done. Barrage. Wait a second. Tal lives for a moment. Leaping away. Wait a second. Maybe. Hold on a second. Give it a moment. Shifting power to follow after. Talarion somehow still alive. Reflected, parry up unavailable. It's going to be Crispy. Every time Talarion has to reflect, Crispy just going to throw in an interrupt just so he can activate his own precognition. Just so he can get himself the haze buff together with CC immunity. It actually gives him so much advantage. Wait a second, maybe Crispy might decide to go Fires Block. Big Arcade Surge. Oh, never mind. Didn't even worry about it. My goodness. Oh, that was rough. Cracker with 2, Terran picking up 2, Polish, Bull picking up 2 as well with big droids, big damage. My goodness. Oh, that is so good. Oh my goodness. Let's get us another one going here, boys, yeah? Yo, tell Cracker, let me know if you guys are ready. EXO, I don't have a proper... If you're asking for like UI, 1, I don't really have a command for UI right now. And 2, if you're asking for like, what is the UI that I get whenever I do my duels? It's Blizzard base UI for spectator mode. It's not something I have to set up at all. Это будет последний shit? Okay. For Kragar, it's gonna be his last one. This is gonna be the last one for Kragar. Let me know if ready or if you need more. Okay, cool. Grain is ready as well. What are we tossing guys into for last duel of the night? Just want your UI string while you're playing? Let me see if I can get it real quickly. I think I have it somewhere here. Import links. Is this it? Okay, oh man. Is that gonna... That's not gonna paste in YouTube chat, is it? Yeah, it's way too long. DM me on Discord and I can get you the what I have over here. Exo. Why call it Exo? DM me real quick on Discord if you have me on, if you have us added on Discord. Like if you just join the Discord channel, Nightbot keeps promoting from time to time. Also, you'll find it in the description of every single video and live stream. If you just were to DM me, I can send you what I have here on my notepad because I did copy it over at some point. I think that's up to date. Hopefully. Because this import string is pretty long. I gotta find a way to like condense it better though. Dalaran zdrowa. Grain and Kragar. 5. What arena do I throw you guys into? Did we do Lordaeron? Lordaeron. Wait, what? Okay. Here we go. This is the last one for my man Kragar. Let's make it a good one, boys, yeah? Last one, probably for the night, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe we can have somebody take over Team Kragar and just gotta keep going. Как дела, Dalaran? Я правильно понимаю, что ты из США. Yes, да. Я живу в США, но родился в России, в городе Екатеринбург, Урал. Там Уральский дистрикт. Ну да, я живу в России, в США. Больше лет, чем в России сейчас. Как дела, Shadow? Popping with Shadow, he's like, yo, I understand you're a US boy. I'm like, yes, but I was born in Russia, city Yekaterinburg. Actually, city of Yekaterinburg. It's like the, it was like a Queen Catherine or something. It's like named after her. Catherine would be like Yekaterina. That's like another way to say Catherine in Russian. Yekaterinburg. Kind of a big town. It's like a big industrial thing, from what I remember. But I don't remember it super well. I was only a kiddo when I left. Is that saved? Ooh, doesn't matter. They gotta go. Switch. Got a subscriber over for the team too. Ready to go versus Archie immediately. The man backing up out of there, dude. Archie, you just having to deal with an arms where immediately it burrows down. A Skraker goes in, full deep available. This is where Archie gonna pop back up from down below. Wait, why you look at all ghosty? You're kind of really difficult to see right now. It's almost like blending in like a camo. Like a camo shaman with the environment. Doesn't even matter. Krager's able to puncture through him either way, whether you can see him or not. This is going to be Archie kind of falling behind onto his health. May just need to go for some defenses really early on. Here's Krager actually getting those execute procs on top of it. Archie goes in for quite a bit of damage. Big ascendance. Oh, no ascendance. The bloodless at the ready. Does get hit with the disarm for just a second. Got him to the Guardian Spirits. May have to pop wall. There goes the wall. Stun to follow. Is that an execute right after? Does he just go down? Looks like he barely survives at the Guardian. Keeping him alive. Last second stun onto Krager. Try to see if he can reverse it. Let's say maybe big Ellie Shaman blaster pop off of that. Or maybe a lightning bolt. Does he got maybe a elemental blast in order to blast out into Kragar? He's gonna go for a big ascendant, trying to see if he can catch Kragar in a totem, but he does break out of it somehow. Fear to follow, reflect up. It's gonna be a stun onto Ari, trying to go for a knockback, doesn't quite connect. Oh, and Kragar just ends up overpowering him back to back, taking him out. Well done, well done. My goodness. You didn't know Russian, surprising. Didn't know that much. I was born in Russia, that's why I know Russian. And I tried to speak to any of the Slavic voice, because there's a lot of boys in chat, especially during the EU duels. Not all of them are Russian, some are from areas around Russia, but a lot of them do know Russian to some degree. So I try to practice my Russian whenever I can. Gonna be charging towards Gamer, gonna be a stock for Chakra right afterwards. As Gamer trying to see if he can turn up the heat, got himself quite a bit of damage of his own. Kragar actually getting a reflect. He reflects his Shadow Flame embellishment back onto Gamer, which is kind of hilarious, honestly. Gamer not in a great spot when Kragar got a lot of damage for this guy right now. Gamer activating Battle Master Stricken together with a rallying cry, trying to hold off until he gets some big defensive weight. Hold on, maybe can overpower past Kragar, maybe a parry situation right now. As Kragar dipping in super low, there's gonna be a Stormbolt. Definitely needed to have a parry up right now. If anything, does get some rallying cry, holding on to a parry until the very bitter end, but the looks of it, certain shock over to Gamer, who was able to catch up quite a bit of healing. There goes the parry. I think this is where Kragar wants to see if he can go counter offensive. Shockwave to follow, can he break past it? Almost was able to, but it's gonna be impending victory last second. One execute goes through. Does he get a second one in? Stormbolt to follow is another execute. Oh my god, almost gets Kragar low as he goes in for full damage together with the Odin Sphere, but not quite enough to break past this Warriors defenses as Kragar retreats back towards his side of the arena, trying to see if he can let that second win kick in, while Team 1 trying to either figure out who's going to be first next, or they just got to give Kragar an opportunity at least to recover in full health. It looks like maybe Taurion is going to be up next. Maybe just trying to give him a bit of another duel. Looks like he's kind of looking either at the Monk or the Hunter. Either one of them. But does give Kragar at least an opportunity to catch a bit of a breather, get some cooldowns back, and he should be good to go. Девять тебе хороший акцент. И мне, как его, американский акцент сейчас. Все русские говорят мне, и все славы говорят, что у меня акцент, когда говорю по-русскому. Я не так много говорю по-русскому, я больше по-английски, чем по-русски. Сейчас. Мечта когда-то побывать в США. Надеюсь, в будущем будет лучшее отношение. Да, когда можно. Я приехал давно. Gonna be a big stun onto Nozorma. Mad damage on a Kragar into a huge lead. Does it take him down right then and there? Karma as not Zami. I keep calling him Nozorma. You may want to be Nozorma. Right now, you may want to challenge Nozorma just so you can change the timeline so you're not in this kind of situation. Let's Kragar try to see if he can fight through this one. Stormbolt onto Nod. As he try to see if he can back up out of there. Parry up for Kragar. Looking for those executes. Does he take it right here? May just end up overpowering him. Oh my goodness, more breakage to follow. Yeah, this is where you definitely want to be Nozorma yourself. Just so you can reverse the timelines and just go into a different... It's a different timeline entirely in that one. A different reality where Kragar did not charge out as hard as it did. My goodness. Kragar is having to fight through Kiosko though next. Kiosko, as a hunter, actually in a fantastic spot right now. Got himself a little bit of a disarm onto Kragar on top of the stun to follow. Kragar trick us out of this one. Battle Master trick to follow, or Battle Stance rather. Trying to see if he can get counter offensive with Kiosko, but he's taking so much damage. The skill shots are brutal. The explosions are pretty bad too. Stun onto Kiosko. Does it take it down right here? Oh my goodness, that's actually so close. Kiosko does end up fighting through Kragar. The man just had to go counter offensive there. Full on the offensive. If he wanted to win that one. And he did go do as best he could, but he fought through 3. But Kiosko, the kill shots and grenades, I mean, that is deadly. You almost had him too. At some point, Stormbolt, big execute, just was not quite enough damage. Just not quite enough. Krispy Kreme going to be up next over on the team 2 versus Kiosko. Trying to see if he can find himself like Angle versus the Mage, but it's kind of lowish on health. At least able to send in the pet, chip away at the Mage's defenses with the grenades as well as with dots. Krispy pushing in, Brett to follow, trying to go for a bit of a Ring of Frost. Kiosko better have plenty CC, trying to go for an interrupt onto Krispy, doesn't quite connect, knockback as Krispy is going to go for big arcade surge. Kiosko with a turtle shell, just trying to give himself a bit of survivability. Manic bandages are up, does have the pet freeze with a Ring of Frost. Krispy waiting out until, does he have all the time? He did have for a second, big damage. Oh my god. Mad go onto Kiosko. Just absolutely crushes that guy. What was that? Crispy! Man, just having himself a snack now. And Dalaran gets himself a bit of a rematch versus Crispy. Last time Crispy gave Tal an opportunity to get literally every one of his cooldowns back. Tal is able to at least, I think it's trying to see if he can push the offensive now before Crispy gets everything and before Dampity gets super high. So at least Tal can maybe catch a heal or two. Crispy with a knockback to follow. Mad barrages on the Tal, absolutely just overpowering him with the arcane energies. Blazestorm just so you can at least stay on top of Crispy without any slows. But Crispy does end up going to get juked out, and that's going to end up freezing Dalaran right now with that precognition. Polymorph, Blazestorm to follow, try to see if he can crack through his defenses. Does not have a shadow for this one. Did not talent just to fight himself against a mage, which only makes sense, honestly. If you're not fighting against a bunch of paladins and mages, you're not going to talent into it. There's plenty of other talents you could run in order to give yourself a little bit of survivability. Crispy does go in for Reflects. What he likes to do is anytime he sees a warrior with a Reflect, he'll throw in his Interrupt at the warrior, which is going to activate precognition for him. It's actually kind of busted. It's literally busted. Trying to see if he can reflect a good spell, but an Interrupt precognition gives Krispy Kreme immune to CC as well as a big haze buff for a short time. I mean, it's just perfect. Try to go for a breath, does not quite connect. Dalaran with a battle stance available. Shift the power up for Crispy as he's trying to recuperate some cooldowns back. Blink available into a Nova right after. Try to go for Poly. Trying to see if he can bait and reflect out of Dalaran right now. Knockback right after. Missiles to follow. Try to see if he can chip away over at the banner. Polymorph for the Cell. Does he have the Poly where he heals him? Or does he not have the Poly where he heals the other guy? I think it may be running Master Shepherd where polymorphs do not give the enemy healing. Tell, try to see if he can charge in and missing that kick, but it's going to be super punishing every time you do. As Tell has to back up out of it for just a second. Not in a great spot. Got himself like just to reduce the damage of Touch of the Magi. At least he's got an opportunity to go for a little bit of the second win, while Crispy giving himself an opportunity to at least wait out. Maybe one restricted power could come up. Maybe get himself a little bit closer to yet another Invis. Maybe another Ice Block. Does still hold on to a trinket. Honestly, he's fairly healthy right now. But for Dalaran, that's going to be a bit of a hard match to fight through. As the team 2 has been able to do quite a lot here together with Cracker and Crispy. Absolutely doesn't win the team. It's really going to be up for Dalaran to find a way to fight through this. Does go for Reflect really early on before Crispy can go for that Reflect Interrupt combo. With a precognition into a halt time back to Tell. Poly into a Ring of Frost. Not going to let him go anywhere. Tell, does he have a leap? Unless he gets himself anything. Blazestorm trying to see if he can use a Blazestorm to retreat behind the big tombstone. Crispy pushing in for just a second. He got himself lots of arcane power right now. He's got himself lots of damage at the rate of shift power just to get himself a little bit of cooldowns back up and running. Fear by Tal. Could technically go for a trinket or I guess undead ratio for that one, if that was available. Bleed up on Crispy is actually going to take some substantial damage right now with his bleeds. Big damage by Tal. Wait a second, maybe. Gets himself a chance to break past the Mage's defenses. We're into a trinket. Breath immediately before Crispy can even sit down for some food. Freeze on the Tell. Tell is in a bad spot right now. Does need to charge out. Is going to drop down the banner to make sure the freeze doesn't last long. Charging onto Crispy. Look for an intro. But does he get to? Bleeds are onto Crispy. Mage to go for an Ice Block. Doesn't have one. He got him some shields though. Actually, Dalaran maybe could turn this around right now. He got Crispy in a great spot. As long as he can maybe use mobility like a leap or a charge to reconnect with a bleed on the guy, he'll be in a great spot. We'll need, I think, a Blazestorm in order to reconnect. Knockback, Stormbolt does have himself a way out of that one with a trinket. Poly does go for the shot him out, looking to break him. Oh, and there goes the Blazestorm. Just alone mowers him down. My goodness. As Cobra's gonna be up next, trying to see if he can charge towards Tell. Got himself a full-on, not better, but a Bonds of Fell. As he got to reflect, where's the Succubus at, by the way? Does he not? Oh, there it is. I was going to say, does he go for Succubus Sacrifice this time around or not? At least for duels, it doesn't make sense to do so. Is he going to end up backing up out of there? Tell, I think at this point, he needs to wait until every cooldown is available. Destruction Warlocks are not easy to fight through, especially with all the defenses, as well as with the gateways that they can put up, or the portals rather. Because nether portals, it's just going to be a bit of guaranteed damage that you can't do much about. Plus, if you get hit by that Succubus as well as Bonds of Fell, it's just going to keep chipping away at you. Charging in with a storm, with a shockwave, does end up hitting him as well as the Succubus. Yet another charge versus Cobrax into a stun right after. Got himself Blazestorm, denying the stun from the Infernal. Cobrax trying to see if he can take up everything and ripping this all out of Dalaran, and that's going to be all these portals down for the second. Dalaran may have to play super defensive, does go for a defensive stance for just a second. Emulates around the corner. Fear onto all these pets, trying to see if he can leap away from Cobrax. Does not have a shadow meld. And these portals are just going to end up chipping away at his health. At least defensive stance is giving him a bit of that damage reduction that he needs. In case he's, if he wants to find a way to like keep at least some modicum of his health. while fighting Corbrex. Mordecall, gotta walk out of Bonzafel, try to see if he can go for a trick at last second. Does not quite connect. Banner down, not really doing much for you. And Tyrion maybe can go for a bit of healing off of the second, but 60% dampening, not gonna really let you heal. That's very, very oppressive. But Corbrex trying to see if he can just push in, get himself instance. Gonna be a Warbreaker. No defenses for the Warlocks left. So maybe Tyrion could make some play here. He's just trying to see if he can fight right through it. Yet another portal is available. Corbrex got himself a little bit of a Hellstone to work with until second. See last second. Could go for a parry. Definitely should. Bonzafel breaking him out. Reflect. Try to see if we can maybe get a reflect onto the Cannonball. Doesn't quite connect. Trying to go for an interrupt. Doesn't quite connect either. Mordecall available for Corbrex very, very soon. Does rip the soul out of Tyrion. Could maybe pick it up. He's right next to it. No, he's actually going to end up retreating just to see if he can back up out of there. That's around him. If you can only clear those off, he can maybe Shadow Meld. Shadow Fury is going to end up stunning you out. Corbrex trying to find an angle. Mordecall available. Telray does not really have an answer here right now unless he got something, anything. Second BCC Incinerate, I think it's over. Oh, my goodness. There's only so much you can do at the end there, but he did good. Cracker with 3, by the way. My goodness. These Warriors, man, the home, the fort for the teams. I love seeing it. All right, Cracker's probably going to be dipping. So I want to see if we can maybe get ourselves a switcheroo. Or maybe that's it. Masiba, thank you so much, Cracker, for coming by, man. Appreciate ya. Thank you for... Thank you for coming by and hosting a group. There we go. If somebody wants to take over for Kragar, we could maybe try to see if we can keep these going. Otherwise, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I'm glad I met you, person who is in Russia. I'm from Krasnodar. Oh, извиняюсь, где Краснодар. Извиняюсь, я не так хорошо знаю географию России, но я приехал, когда был младше. I work at a cabin attendant. I really hope those will be open in Moscow, New York in the future. Yeah, exactly, my guy. Hopefully, yeah. I know world events are a little weird right now, but maybe in the future, man. You know what I mean? Maybe in the future, just having the opportunity to just like go somewhere to a new place specifically, especially as someone who moved from Russia to US. Definitely, hopefully that door will still be open. Somebody would call it maybe like potentially an escape door for some. Oh man, just different opportunities and stuff, you know. What's going on there? What's up, Carlos? Hey, my man. Hope you're having a good one. Does anybody want to take over Cracker's group by chance? Or is that group done? Or is Grain done, by the way? Because if Grain is also done for the night, then maybe we could try to see if we can put some stuff together. But for the most part, I think we had ourselves a lot of groups, man. A lot of games. It was a ton of fun. Also, we tried to kill what is it? The last boss Starcraft the other night. It was rough, man. It was rough. Wait, do we actually have a lot of people that could do morning duel? Sunday morning overtime, 11 a.m. Bless up. Oh no, dude. No. Sunday morning? What the? Wait a second. We got Monk. We got Demon Hunter that day. We got a Druid. Double the Priest. Is there a Hunter? There's no Hunter, so we need to swap one in. No, both Hunters are available that morning. What the? We actually raiding in the morning then? Sunday? There's no way, dude. There's no way. Wait, when's the last time you guys raided in the mornings, man? I've never raided in the morning. Never. Ever. Wow. I watched Beat Stream, it was close. Dude, it was close, but not quite close enough. It's just every time we would get into that one phase where we all go down, we come back up, and it's like, okay, shrug the boss from 10% to 0. We walk up, full haze buff, ready to go, and then die. Also, I didn't know G-Woods you had a Pete stream. I guess you found it on Twitch, yeah? I didn't know you had it. That's awesome. Did Nax in the morning was fun? Hell yeah, my guy. Oh, did you do the, not Nax, but did you do the Child Crusader? I saw a stream of when they're trying to like speed race it. 20 minutes. 20 minutes is all it took. Which on one hand it's like, man, easy content, right? But you know what it is very, very, very respectable for them to be able to speedrun it like that, man. It's crazy. It's a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of commitment. I know that sometimes people like are not super impressed with like when people get world first and classic, because it's not technically like world first, because people already got it way back in like when vanilla and when Wrath and DBC were out the first time around, right? But world first classic, I think it's still commendable. The biggest difference between like retail raids and classic raids is like the information is already known versus in retail information is not there. So there's like a struggle, strategies, gearing. But being able to learn the fights ahead of time, execute them properly, and time them, I mean, there definitely has to be like some kind of credit for that, right? It's definitely, it's just a different field, but it's definitely respectable in just in a different way. The animal will get between original older war and TC was 2030, so it was a massive set disparity compared to now. It's like 10 to 15 animals difference. Yeah, I guess it's also another thing too, right? Because the classic is not, it's just classic is not exactly the same game as Wrath back then was. Plus, back in Wrath, all these fights were new. People had to learn them the first time around. You didn't know what the fights were going to be ahead of time. That's I think that's also a very important factor, is back then it was new and everyone had to learn, and the ones that could learn the fastest and adapt the fastest were the winners. It was commendable. It was just like, it was a perfect scenario. But now it's like, you know what the mechanics are, you know what kind of gear you're gonna need to do it, you know how to optimize your character, all the knowledge is there, you know. Because back then only the best of players knew how to optimize, and only the best of players knew how to adjust. And there's just like, it's very difficult to replicate it unless they do like some straight up fresh new raids that never done before in Wrath. It's just gonna be difficult to like reach that same like level, but it's just different. Guild apparently cleared in under an hour and a half. That's not bad at all though. Yeah, I mean, some guilds did it what, fastest at 20 minutes. So if a guild could do it in an hour and a half, that's pretty good. It's not a lot of bosses either, right? And it's not like you really have to run super far. It's all boss arenas. That's pretty good, honestly. I was kind of not I guess I wouldn't really say amazed, but I thought like, wow, that's a lot of Unholy Death Knights, because I saw so many gargoyles just barraging. I'm just like, huh, all right. Will there be more fights, or is that all for the day? So Krager is gone. I don't know if Grain or Dalaran is still hosting groups or not. Possibly we're done for the night, unless someone took over for Krager, but I don't think so. So yeah, the nerf gargoyles, by the way. That's what I saw in the comments of the Wahed article of like the world first thing or whatever. Somebody said, wait, I thought the nerf of the gargoyles, apparently Unholy is still really good. But yeah, I guess it's just like numerically it's still the best, because all Unholy Deaths were like top 10 were mostly Unholies with like a mage somewhere in the middle or some other class in there. But it's also just red. It's just a full 10 bars of red. It was Survival Hunter, and it's like the damage that Survival Hunter was doing in that one clip versus these Unholy Death Knights. I mean, it just wasn't even comparable. If Survival Hunter is doing his very best there, dotting and everything, and then there's all these Death Knights trucking. Maybe it's just, maybe they did it because like the fight was not gonna last long, and the Unholy Death Knights were just gonna be able to do that much damage very early on. But yeah, Gamma Hunter, Demon Hunter, both 442, man. Dude, I gotta work on my Shaman, Evoker, and I gotta start working on my Hunter some more. I've been actually gearing. How can I join? Grain. Nie znajdziecie nas w grupie jest. To Dalaran była grupa i Kragar była grupa. I Kragar zakończył co. So Team закончил дуэли. Думаю, Dalaran тоже закончил. Я думаю, это все сегодня. We're gonna do more duels next week though, chat. Don't worry about it. More duels next week. No biggie, honestly. But that's a perfect time for me to maybe like go get some food, because it is about that time, boys. I'm gonna check that later, honestly. I'm gonna check my signups later. I almost up cursing. I think we're about to end it for the night though. Yeah, we had a lot of duels though, Grain. We had a lot of duels tonight. A lot of Warriors games. A lot of Shaman games too. Quite a bit of variety tonight too, man. We had Warlocks, Mages popping off. Even Graveling get to pop in there for a second and just pop off his subtlety, do this regular. You know what I mean? Alrighty, boys. Yo, thank you all so much for coming by. Thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate all of you. I do appreciate all you guys for coming by as well. Thank you. I'm gonna go get some food, man. Get some games done. Just relaxed. Last night was a long project thing again. As always, all of them are. This ended up being like, okay, small script, and it goes longer, goes bigger. I want to do more. I want to change it up a little bit. I'm just like up until like what, 8 in the morning. So I barely got any sleep. thank you all so much for coming by. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks so much for watching. I hope all of you enjoyed. And I'll see all of you in more 5v5 1v1 duels tomorrow for the Team NA. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'll catch all of you later. Alrighty, boys. Alrighty. Peace.